Our season, I mean, you start out and everyone's a bit awkward, everyone's kind of shy as well, and I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray, so it's really fun just seeing, and they're also just getting better at the game too, so we're excited just to see them play better as well. I like the program, I like the direction it's going. There's obviously so much more work to do and figuring everything out, but I really like the direction we're going, and I think just the more time that we're working to grow the program, the more we're going to learn how to just be better as a program. I think one of the things that I really want to keep improving upon for like Terps Esports is just building a bigger community for all the games. So the Rocket League community has a really big community over in the club side. So it was really nice to see more people just like bonding together. People are just, instead of just seeing as like practices as being like a forced mandatory thing, people are like reaching out to each other and like they really want to play proactively with each other, and they're becoming friends as well. So it's not even like a team and we're just teammates and that's it, but it's more like we're staying up till like 2-3 a.m. playing because we're having fun playing, and that's also helping them get better as well. So it like increases their like chemistry together and like just playing together as well, and they can handle losses better when they're a team and they're friends. So that's like a really good part about just building this community. I think one of the biggest things is just creating like a welcoming space for like beginners, and just like having it just be really welcoming, all skill levels included. That's something that we can try and do, and just create more diversity in the esports scene, just have more opportunities for other people to come, and maybe they're prodigies at a certain game or something. So when more people are playing the game and just creating more noise, then it's awesome for more people to just keep coming. It's almost like a trend.
Welcome back to the stream. I hope everybody's having a great day. Great weather we're having out here, Nathan.
For sure, man. I've been so just joyous today with how nice it's been outside and just being able to enjoy the sun. Everybody's out, you know what I mean? Everyone's out on McKeldin Mall or on any bench on campus is probably taken up today.
Yeah, I'm seeing the poster-like college student experience on McKeldin Mall. People throwing frisbees, napping on the grass. I mean, it's just fantastic weather. I mean, we're going to have it for the next 4 days maybe,
yeah, hopefully.
If we're lucky.
Yeah, if we're lucky, you know, a lot of people have needed something like this weather to get through the days, and I mean, here it is, right? It might get a little cold again soon, but I mean, what does that matter when we have right now, right? We're here for some league action too.
Definitely, and our players are looking like they're in a great mood, especially Zero Domain in the mid lane. Everybody's locked in for this game. Just really getting prepped as we hop into draft right now.
Right into draft, and something that already sticks out is the Victor ban, the Orianna ban. VCU know, we were talking about Zero Domain on the mages. VCU know that they do not want to be dealing with that, right?
Definitely, and on the side of the Terps, we see Yasuo, Rise, and I'm blanking on his name, Rumble banned. Yeah. And, you know, just a diverse amounts of bans top lane and 2 mid lane bans coming out as we see, you know, the third pick coming out from UMD. Both bot lanes picked. Mbessa might go jungle for VCU, but most likely in the top lane.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, that Yasuo ban is a little bit unorthodox. Maybe they must have the intel that VCU have a crazy Yasuo player, because sometimes he's a little bit hard to operate in this kind of level of play. I think he's best ADC at this level, but I mean, that's definitely a respect ban. They respect that champion, and they do not want it in the game at all, right?
Yeah, it's definitely like a mechanically difficult champion to pull off. There's a lot of skill checks throughout the game, and if you're off by just one step, it can ruin your entire momentum. As we see a Gwen Silas ban from VCU and a Hui Galio ban from the side of the Terps. So it might just be, focused on trying to eliminate the remaining top lane and mid lane picks for the Terps. That's VCU's game plan. But what do you want to see from both sides right now, Nathan?
I mean, I don't know. For UMD, I want to see a little bit better. I mean, we're going to see a mage, right? We're going to see the Ahri. They snap picked that. I was going to say, I want to see something that is team fight driven. We know that sometimes the UMD Premier team doesn't always go like these super heavy team fight comps, and that's okay, right? But I just feel like maybe their fight is lacking a little bit something right now, and maybe a strong, engaged top laner might help that. And then you have the top laner, you'll have the Jarvan, and then I think that might work out well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking for the Terps to get some tankiness and bulkiness on their team composition. Jarvan's the only engage, like you said. Ahri might be able to, dash in with a charm, but really you need somebody to maintain that frontline pressure. As we see VCU pick Annie, they have a Smolder Nami bot lane right now, so they're definitely looking to scale later in the game, while Yunara and Lulu will hopefully dominate this lane state early on. Yunara hasn't been, frequently picked by Lyrax, so hopefully it's a new showcase for his champion pool.
For sure. We always trust our guys and girls no matter what they're on. But I will say I think I like the Annie pick a lot out of VCU right here because there's a lot of mobility right now. You see the Yunara, you see the Ahri, and I think that was what the Annie pick was for the Ahri. But we see the Camille coming out, and there is a little bit of engage there. There's a little bit of starting the fight. Camille doesn't really like to be in the center of fights for too long because she's so cooldown dependent, right, Kevin? But I mean, I like that pick, but I also really like Sejuani from VCU. This is looking like it's going to probably shake out to be a pretty entertaining one. But, I mean, do you have any insights, any thoughts about this draft?
I mean, overall, just looking at VCU's comp, they seem to be, more engage-oriented, more tanky, more... they have a lot more crowd control compared to UMD. UMD seems like they're looking to do a burst of damage, especially with Jarvan and Camille. Lulu's just there to, enhance Yunara, but really it's just burst damage versus sustained team fighting from the side of VCU versus UMD. Really, I'm looking forward to how this bot lane ends up.
Yeah, you were saying with the Yunara, Lulu, I mean, they're going to be, if you want to try and get anything going, you have to always keep Smolder down on the ground, right? And I mean, that's just kind of the philosophy when dealing with these hyperscale champs like the Smolder, like the Asol, right? And so, I mean, yeah, I hear you. Yunara, we have to be looking for Lyrex and Mike, or Viet Mike, to be trying to shut Smolder down, or at least keep him behind in CS, because sometimes at this level it's a little bit hard, right? But, I mean, you understand.
I mean, definitely, it's going to be hard depending on how lane states end up. Everything on paper can work out, but really, when you're looking at, lane states, that's what happens at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. So I believe that was a line cut right there. But nonetheless, we see our players, more importantly than anything, they are looking pretty locked in. They're probably excited about this draft, excited to be back in the studio, because last week it was the Academy team playing in here, and I think it was you and I on the broadcast as well.
Yeah, I mean, they had a very, very close game. It was, the second and third game were so close. Big Boss Mordekaiser just had to ruin our evening there. But really, the Premier team are here to show out. They're here to, display the new faces, the old faces coming back from last year. Zero Domain in the mid lane.
I mean, I'm excited. To say the least, I'm excited to be back in the studio. We're a week away from spring break, and I'd rather be doing nothing right now than rather playing some games or watching some games right here with my man Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, overall, it's just exciting times. I know you asked via Mike that Shyvana rework. Yeah. Shyvana's one of my favorite characters. I believe she was the second character I played after Misfortune, the tutorial. And she's just such a unique character with her transformation. Getting a rework sounds like super fun. What do you think about the rework overall?
I mean, I'm not a Shyvana player, so I don't have the most expertise in this area, so I will be reflecting that question back to you in a moment. But my own thoughts, I guess, uneducated thoughts were, I felt like maybe they could have done something more, in my opinion at least, because it's been 4 years. It's been, obviously, they've been stirring and stewing over this change for a while. And again, it doesn't really affect me that much. I'll learn her new kit. I'll learn what she does so I can play against her. But, I mean, I'm curious as to what you think. I
mean, personally, I like the changes. It's like it's modernizing the character without changing the character's identity too much. I believe it's going to be, depending on how the numbers end up, it will be very viable competitively. We've seen her picked, I believe, last year or a year ago or 2 years ago. Sometime recently, she was prominent in the jungle as like a strong early jungler, as a gank heavy jungler, because she's just so strong stat wise.
One of the problems, sorry to cut you off, but one of the problems that she always kind of faced when you get to these higher level games were the fact that she needs the dragons to scale up. But I think that they tried to solve that problem a little bit by it's no longer just dragons. I think it's any large monster or any maybe super minion or something that kind of stack
cannon minions,
it up.
super minions. Sorry to cut you off there, but like I'm just so excited to the changes. I love the direction that Riot Games is trying to take with the with League of Legends overall, because they're trying to modernize the old characters so people don't feel left out if you're like a one trick playing a character that feels like old, feels slower compared to these new champions like Mbessa that has like 800 dashes and you just can't deal with it. Like Camille, maybe she'll get a rework to not be the worst Mbessa now. But I believe we saw this matchup last week with academies. How do you think it's going to end up this week?
I mean, the level of the players is a little bit higher nowadays, or at least for Premier to Academy. It's not world-shattering, but there's a big difference. But, I mean, honestly, I'm not sure. And it looks like it could go, honestly, either way. We know that, I mean, Ali Rezek on the Camille, I mean, he will be able to pilot the champ. Not to say that Z couldn't, and that is absolutely, I would never say that, because that guy's way better than me, Kevin. But, I mean, sometimes once you get to a little bit higher, they look a little bit more careful. And we know Z loves to go for his solo kills and such. And, I mean, again, I think it might be a little bit more stable on both sides. Maybe one side won't go for a solo kill, or it might not end up, the seesaw might not end up turning one way or another, but I think it'll be an interesting matchup nonetheless.
Yeah, I believe, I mean, a lot of people just say Mbessa is better than Camille overall because of the amount of dashes, because of the modernized kit, and her ability to just, stun somebody from far away with that public execution. But I feel like Camille is a strong, neutralization in the lane, because they're so similar. Because you play the same play style, you really can do about the same things. But moving on to the jungle, what do you think about this Jarvan versus Sejuani match? Actually,
it could. So we're getting word that the Sejuani might be in the top lane, which would be a little bit interesting to say the least. I think I've seen it a couple times throughout my time of playing League. It wouldn't be the first time for sure, but I mean, that's the thing. It could be either, right? It could be either. And I think that's what's interesting is I think it sounds like we're about to load in. That is definitely the load in sound, Kevin. Yeah. We'll see in a very quick second. But, I mean, any of these matchups, I'm a little bit uneducated on the jungle role. And it is Sejuani top, as we received word of. That is, I mean, it's just interesting. I don't think you'd really see it at this high of a level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, opting to take, a somewhat winning matchup and flip it so that Sejuani, I don't quite know how she matches into, Camille in the top lane. Really, I think this Mbessa swap is really just to accelerate Mbessa more than, really put Sejuani behind, as she takes TP, Arcane Comet, and Ignite with no flash at all.
A very aggressive setup. You can tell he's looking for his solo kills. Maybe they know something that we don't. Maybe they know the Camille matchup. I believe his name is Yetsu on the Sejuani. Maybe he knows something that we don't, as I said. But I mean, we'll be seeing very soon as we are underway with some League action tonight.
Yeah, this bot lane should be winning for the side of the Terps after this level 3, level 2 spike, as Smolder really just can't do anything without his stacks. The name of the game for Lyrax and Via Mike here, do not let Smolder stack well.
Definitely, definitely. And the way, if you are new or if you do not know much about Smolder, the way he gets stacks is rather killing minions with his Q or hitting any ability. And as we're seeing a little bit of a fight in the top lane right now, that is a great E coming out from Ali Rezik. That is an interesting, a little bit of a mind controlled TP coming out from him. I'm not sure, maybe he misclicked it, thought he had Ignite, and that is a rough one, especially early on with the TP cooldown being so long, right?
Yeah, and we see Zero Domain ping that teleport, trolling his top laner a little, and I think there's one of two things that Ali Rezik might have thought. When you have your lane quest done, you get a shield, but maybe he thought it was just automatic before your quest was done, trying to get an advantage on that, 1v1 fight.
Either way, I mean, the TP is gone. There's not much that Ali Rezik will be able to do with that right now, but I mean, yeah, in my opinion, it's rather that, because I have seen some tech with that, some tech with using the teleport in the fight, and right now there's a little bit of a trade coming out from Annie right there. Annie has so much ability to keep someone shut down, and I think the Annie pick is really, once again, really good into the Ahri, into the Camille, into the Yanara, because it's a guaranteed CC, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard CC that just neutralizes mobility instantly, as Mbessa is pathing towards that bot scuttle, maybe looking to influence this bot lane a little, accelerate his Smolder Nami, while Jarvan is in the top, top scuttle area. There's really different pathings from the two junglers right now. They're really prioritizing different parts of the map, but really, the laning phase, it's slow until something happens, until that accelerator comes into the lane, that Icky or this Mbessa.
And right now there's, so it looked like Mbessa was going to go for the Gromp. Maybe it is not up yet, but they in the jungle are tied in CS right now. Jarvan, our local guy, Icky, got to recall a little bit earlier, so he'll be back on the map. He's running pathing to his Gromp, but there is a fight happening as we speak. I mean, not much happening. Viet Mike is pretty low, but Smolder and enemy Nami are both pretty low as well. So you're going to be trying to keep tabs on that, but that is not the end of the action, as right now there's a instant flash coming out from Ali Rezik, the Sejuani. He was just a little bit too scared, and I mean, what can you do?
Yeah, and the second option I was going to talk about is Ali Rezik might just be a disciple of Sixpack as he gets dove in on the top lane. And Mbessa comes in here, first blood going to Sejuani, a clean dive from VCU Black.
That is textbook stuff on the dive. You let the higher health, higher resistances teammate tank the tower. They got in, they got out very quickly, and that was, I mean, what do you do if you're Ali Rezik in that situation? You can't really recall, because, I mean, Sejuani just stopped it, right? And, I mean, Doom was kind of spelled out for him very early on. As soon as that Ignite came out, I think that was almost over for him.
Yeah, it's just a shame that the TP basically didn't work out as expected, maybe. But right now, it's just one kill over to VCU Black. This Drake is spawning up. It's almost an even lane here in the bot lane, but really I feel like Lyrax has this pressure on the wave state to just move on.
And right now there's a fight breaking out. Lyrax does not want to go quietly. He is trying. He's 1, 2, 3. Great flashes. They're trading flashes. The barrier comes out. He lives on 1 health. The kill goes to Nami at the very least, but that is still a kill nonetheless. And VCU Black are not done. Smolder is going in. He's down the flash. He's down the barrier. That will be Viet Mike's flash coming out. I mean, things are going a little bit from bad to worse in the bot lane. They traded flashes. Lyrax just took that tower shot, wasn't in range for that last auto to finish it off, and that is a bit of a nightmare scenario down there.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. He was trying to force the pressure, but after that flash, I think he might have gone overzealous, tanking 2 tower shots. It's unfortunate, but it seems like first Drake might have to be given up. I mean, Yunar's back in bot lane. Tempo really isn't off besides that first death. Smolder does have Sheen now, But honestly, it's just a shame there's some misplays coming out. It seems like it's not going to deter the Terps at all.
And though we are seeing, I think we saw the matchup, case in point right there from the Sejuani side is, I think Terps will be satisfied. Yeah, Terps will definitely be satisfied to go for this Dragon as they see Ambessa in the top side. Ali Rezik trying to get out. He's trying his best. He gets the Ignite out once again, but more importantly, he gets the attention out from the Ambessa top. He gets the flash. He will trade his life for Dragon, but you can't do that too many more times because they're down a lot of gold, Kevin. But that is not the end of the action.
Yeah, and we see a engaged Smolder getting caught out by Jarvan right now. Kill goes to Icky as Nami barely escapes under tower. Lyrax tanking the brunt of that damage. As Ambessa comes into the mid lane, public execution comes out. Zero Domain dashes.
He is out. Look at that. That is dream scenario all across the map. We see Ali Rezik going down for the team. He goes down so that they can safely get the Drake bot lane. We see Jarvan. We see Iki on the Jarvan go in. He gets the kill. So that is a kill. That is a Dragon. And mid lane, that is a lot of resources out. That is both Tibbers and public execution out for just his flash. And a flash is a lot of stuff there, Kevin. But, I mean, you take not dying over dying there any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, just keeping this lane state even is in advantage of Ari. She's really just going to win in the late game as Annie slowly just becomes a stun bot. Basically a better version of Malzahar with Tibbers. Really has no range in the late game.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary sometimes when you get to late game as these burst mages, right? That's what I think Annie would be considered a burst mage over anything else, but it gets a little bit scary late game. You have to really pick and choose your battles, right? We saw it a few weeks ago just last week with Burrito Bear on the Annie. He had a crazy flash R on the Annie, gets a crazy stun, ended up winning the game for them, and that is what VCU Black will be looking to do with their Annie mid pick as we get later on into the game.
Yeah, and we see a lot of gathering towards these grubs right now. 3 people for VCU Black as VM Mike is all the way up here as the bot lane is isolated while Lyrax transcends, goes in on Smolder. Smolder no fly and is going to be caught out by Lyrax.
He's close, he's looking for it. That is the dash coming back out, but the action is over. I was about to say the action isn't over, but it looks like it is. Top side, blue side, VCU Black will be very satisfied to get 2 grubs at the very least, but, I mean, what do you do? Bot lane, Smolder goes a little bit down, a little bit more CS and XP, and I think that's the more important part at this moment right now is the XP on the Smolder, Kevin.
Yeah, the more Smolder gets set back, the harder it is for him to get in the game. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if VCU Black trying to get this to like a longer, later game. As you know, Ali Rezik is just getting smashed by Sejuani. Like a solo kill off and under tower, off camera, under tower.
Another one, it's really rough, especially when you look. Ari will have to R out there. He was a little bit scared of maybe a counter gank. We know he saw Viet Mike on the way, but maybe a little bit scared of the Ambessa R. But, I mean, yeah, top lane is looking a little bit rough right now. Ali Rezik is 0-3, and right now he's down 4 plates. This Sejuani has an has a blasting one. I think that's going to be Dusk and Dawn, Kevin. That is an interesting pick, to say the least.
Yeah, I've seen this build once in a solo queue game. I don't know how well it works, but I mean, Dusk and Dawn is still a pretty broken item as we see the junglers, hovering bot lane here. And Bessa seems to be catching vision on Jarvan right now. Engage might happen soon.
Right now, Zero, I think he'll be satisfied to be going in on Annie right now. We know Annie has no mana. He saw it too, but maybe a little bit scared of the fight bot walking up and being in a bad spot. I don't know. And right now, it looks like this bot maybe scramble, maybe a little bit of a quarrel is going to be ending up with nothing happening, as I don't think either team really want to engage, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, in the top lane, it's just still this back and forth. Ali Rezik still playing with loads of confidence. You love to see it. But in the bot lane, Lyrax is definitely, feeling confident as long as there's no jungler hovering. He is just going to keep pushing this lane, trying to get something done. Yeah, and I was saying earlier, I think I cut myself off, but earlier, wow, that's a lot of damage coming out of
Annie to begin. Sorry to cut myself off once again, but that is a lot of damage. But it looks like Zero will be getting out by the skin of his teeth once again. But I mean, back to topside, I was saying it looks like the matchup is anytime Camille thinks about throwing out Q, Sejuani just Qs in, and Camille basically loses an ability for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just chaotic game states everywhere. I mean, bot lane's looking stable more so than the other lanes, but everybody's just trying to poke and prod, trying to get a insta-kill as we're running double electrocute in the mid lane. And, you know, top lane has had a lot of solo kills as Ali Rezek barely escapes with his life.
Camille has so much disengage with her E. You can manage her. Wow, sorry, not to cut myself off once again, but that is a big fight coming out. Mom is coming out. The tidal wave is coming out from Nami. Lyrex is still in the fight. Look at this shielding coming out from Lulu. He is satisfied to stay in the fight, stay brawling, because once again, Smolder needs to scale it out, and I don't think they're in a spot yet to be fighting like that against a Yunara Lulu.
Yeah, I do wonder how this Drake is going to pan out as everybody's low HP. Annie's hovering, Nami's still here with Mbessa, and really Icky has to be careful here as Flash comes out.
That's a great dodge on the public execution from the Ambessa. Iki with great movement has to burn the flash, but it looked like the Ambessa got a little bit too big for her britches, as they like to say. Got a little bit too overconfident, went for the R, whiffed it, and now the spot to try and take Dragon might be bad for VCU Black. We see Ambessa staying, but what will she be able to do?
Yeah, Polymorph comes out as charmed. Mbessa, 1 HP, no public execution, has to run out. Sejuani's teleports down, and it's Drake to the side of the Terps. 2-0.
That's good stuff. We saw Zero right there. That's where my focus was. He's like a pest in these fights sometimes with the Ahri, R-ing in, the Spirit Rush R-ing in. He's like a pest. You have to be paying attention to her, because if you're not, I mean, she's just kind of tear the team apart. It looked like Ambessa was terrified of Zero right there.
Yeah, I mean, just a surprising amount of burst damage, especially when you run the Electrocute rune, as we see Icky walking through the lane, lurking in this brush right now, looking for some kind of engage, trying to go in.
It looked like he wasn't close enough for the Cataclysm. With the Tidal Wave coming out, it won't be enough. Maybe he tried to disengage. Nami did have to flash, but a great attempt on the lane gank right there. And just Jarvan's presence, just Iki being there was enough to get the Tidal Wave, to get the Nami flash out. And while they didn't get kills, I think they'll be satisfied with getting at least that out for pretty much nothing, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, on gold, the Terps should be winning on paper as Engage goes in onto the Sejuani.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary though, because Ambessa is coming around the corner. They have to kill Sejuani very quick, and it looks like they will. Zero looked like maybe a little bit of a KS attempt right there. We know the guys like to have some fun, but that is not the end of the action, as there's a little bit of scrambling happening in the bot lane. That's a great kill though, Kevin, in the top side to shut Sejuani down.
Yeah, I think it's a really good heads-up move to finally help out in the top lane, especially when you lose that first turret. You're really trying to get, Ali Rezek back into this game.
Yeah, sometimes it's tough, especially on these champions that are pretty mechanical like the Camille, because on some other champions, you can kind of get back into the game just by being there, being a presence for your team, but sometimes the champions that need finesse like the Camille are a little bit tougher, because you have to find better angles to get yourself back in, as right now that is a big engage coming out. I don't think Zero Domain knew. That is a great dodge on the public execution. Will Iki have enough damage? He's fighting Tibbers, he's fighting Ambessa, he's fighting Annie all at once. He is on the run now, and it's looking pretty scary for him. But right now, yeah, he will go down in the jungle, but that is not the end of the action, as Lyrex on the Yunara will be getting a kill of his own. Top lane, there is a scramble happening all across the lane right now, with Annie walking down as well. What is happening, Kevin? Lyrex looks like he has to flash, and he does. Tibbers is still chasing. They have too much damage to deal with, and that looks like a cross-map ace coming out from VCU Black. Wow.
I mean, it was just chaos across the map. It was the 1v1 in the top lane, as we saw for a brief moment there. Ali Rezek couldn't really do anything against the Sejuani, too tanky for Camille. And in the bot lane, it was just pure chaos. Lyrax got that 2 versus 2 kill on Smolder, but it was a double kill in the jungle for Annie, and then a double kill in the bot lane. 4-0 now, really accelerated, really powerful. I mean, this Annie is the standout player for VCU Black.
And that's the scary thing. We were talking about how Annie kind of needs to find her angles when you get late game, but if she has this kind of gold, this kind of XP lead early, she's going to be strong throughout the game. I mean, they have to catch up to her now rather than any other way around, as we see Ali Rezik TPing down to catch this wave. There's a big fight happening mid. That is a great engage coming out from Sejuani with the Glacial Prison. And what do you do right there if you're Terps? They kind of got wiped right there, Kevin.
I mean, all they can do is try and look on an engage onto Smolder. Cataclysm comes out, 1 HP on Smolder, just hiding behind this alcove right now. Misses, 1 kill goes to Icky, but really it's just a 3-on-2, and Ali Rezik goes down to Mbessa. Double kill for Mbessa. It's just the game of 2Ks right now. And he has gotten 3 2Ks. Call him Mr. 2K. And, there goes Mbessa with another 2K. I mean,
it's scary stuff. And right now, Terps are really on the back heel. It looks very scary. And they're only down, 3K gold is a pretty decent margin. I don't want to downplay it, but they're only down 3K. That's definitely comebackable. The bigger problem in my head is the XP gap. I mean, in top lane, Sejuani is up, I think, at least a level. In jungle, it's pretty even. But, sometimes when you get this ahead, the XP is just too much to overcome. And that's what we might be seeing with UVCU. If they get more objectives, if they stay on these waves, that might be the difference.
Yeah, like you say, Nathan, it's really a XP game right now. And what I'm most concerned is the Terps, I hope they don't get too unsteady right now. Because with a Smolder in this game, it's always like the time is ticking. You only have so much time as they rush onto Herald start.
Yeah, and so I think that they knew VCU would be looking for the drag, and you have to try and get something back. Wow, Sejuani does not really care to be there with the team. She doesn't really have to be. She'll be scouting out in case there is a fight that breaks out. But, yeah, great play on Maryland's side. They know VCU have the priority. They know VCU want the Dragon more because they're down the Dragon, of course. So they go to Rift Herald, try and get something back, and they're doing it right now.
Yeah, I think it's a great cross-map play as Public Execution goes wide. Spirit Rush comes out from Zero Domain as he's playing around in the mid lane, charming Mbessa.
Great movement, great Spirit Rush coming out. We see Maham coming out from Smolder. That is the Glacial Prison. That is a great shot, great skill shot, whatever you want to call it. Great aim coming out from Sejuani. And sometimes things go from bad to worse, Kevin, and I think we're seeing that right here.
Yeah, it was just it was like a police chase down on I-95. Zero Domain really couldn't do anything as Ultimates came out back to back to back as VCU Black trying to overload the mid lane tower.
Yeah, they're trying to get this tier 1 because this tower kind of opens up the map whenever you're able to take it. It opens it up. You're able to kind of walk more freely around the mid side, around at least in mid lane and some of these camps that you see in the blue and red side. And so, honestly, UMD will definitely be looking to keep this turret, but I don't know if they're going to be strong enough.
Yeah, they really don't have too much control over the map, as if you see on the mini-map here, most of their wards are topside, and that really isn't going to do much for you when most of VCU is focused or concentrated in the bot lane area.
Yeah, we like the games with a lot of action, but it looks like it's a slow whittling down coming out from VCU Black right now. The Terps are in a pretty tough spot. Again, only down right now. They actually decreased the gold lead. They're only down 2K now, but still pretty hard to play in some of these team fights.
Yeah, I don't know if I should feel good about the slower wave state as Ali Rezik goes into Sejuani, trying to get something done as Cataclysm comes out. No, not quite yet. Trying to catch Sejuani on this bot lane tower. I like to see this active movement, or else they're going to slowly start getting whittled down by the Smolder.
And it's a little bit rough. They're not able to pick Sejuani out, but right now, with that pick, she's looking at a little bit of a non-factor. She'll be able to engage for sure, but she won't be able to stay in the fights like Sejuani likes to do if there were to be a fight right now, which it looks like VCU might be looking for with the Smolder Qs coming out a lot of damage. But, right now we see a fight. That is great movement coming out from Zero with the Spirit Rush dodging the Public Execution. He's not done, though. He wants more. He wants to kill this Ambessa. Has to be a little bit cautious, but that is a clean solo kill coming out from Zero. That's what we know him for, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was such great movement, especially with the Hextech Rocket Belt. It looks like he was just drawing circles around that Mbessa. I mean, talk about hands. That man has brilliant movement.
That was good stuff. We love to see that, especially in this state of the game where they're down a little bit. You kind of need something to get going for you. And Zero, even though he was 0-2 before that, you cannot ever count him out of a game because he can do something like that to you real quick.
Yeah, as there's an engage coming out in the mid lane, Lyrax trying to escape desperately. Redemption comes out. He dodges the Sejuani ultimate, but Annie just goes in. Big stun! And Zero Domain trying to make best of the situation.
It's a little bit tough sometimes, though. I mean, VCU have so much priority. They're able to do that. They're allowed to do that and kind of get out scot-free. UMD have nothing, no ability to get anything back, at least for the time being. And, I mean, Annie Flash comes out, Annie Tibbers comes out. But, I mean, they're going Baron, and it looks like those things might not matter for the time being. It looks like they're just going to be able to get this pretty easily.
Yeah, it seems like off of Lyrax's death, there's no contestable angle here for the Terps, as they're just trying to push lanes as much as possible so that those Baron minions are not effective for a little bit at least, Nathan.
Yeah, League is a chess match, Kevin, and it gets really tough sometimes, but whenever you lose a piece, we say, you lose a piece right there, you lose the Baron, you have to try and maybe get one back, and that's what they're trying to do with pushing the waves in. They want to try and minimize the threat of this Baron coming out, but, I mean, we'll see. It's pretty tough to do that sometimes.
I mean, right now it seems like VCU Black are looking to deathball the mid area. I mean, they're tanky enough, they're bulky enough to withstand a siege onto this tier 2 turret.
I mean, right now they're looking to deathball for sure. They have the strength, but they also might be looking for this next Drake as it spawns only in 20 seconds. They're keeping Iki on the Jarvan stun lock. That is a lot coming out. That's the Glacial Prison. That's the public execution. That is the Smolder ultimate named Mom, and it is not enough to kill Iki. They're going to be a little bit sad, but it really might not matter at the end of the day. I mean, right now, Ali Rezik is trying to get something back, and we know Sejuani will not be happy to see that, but, I mean, good on Iki for getting out, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was lucky. I mean, he was holding onto that flash for as long as possible, but look at Ali Rezik. He's all the way to the last turret in top lane, really making the most of his side laning abilities as it's 2 for 2 on the Drakes. Baron's still up for VCU Black. It's looking rough, but the Terps have to stall out this game, even though there is a Smolder prowling and waiting to stack up. I believe he's not at that 225 stacks yet, but it's so very close.
He's definitely close. Yeah, you can tell. And I mean, yeah, that is the merit of getting those early Drakes like Maryland did, though, that it is tied 2-2 right now. And these next Drakes that will, be happening will be very hard for Maryland to contest. And again, that's the merit of getting those early ones, because now, I mean, they've given 2 in a row and it's still tied. And I think that might have been part of the game plan going into this.
Yeah, it's always safe to get those early Drakes, as it really helps you stall out the game if you're on the back foot or accelerate. As the siege goes down in the mid lane, I mean...
That's a great charm coming out from Zero. Smolder has to flash. I mean, a very short-lived sequence right there. I mean, Terps definitely see this TP in the bush, but that is great stuff coming out from Zero. Again, that's what we know him for. He is there. He is getting the Smolder flash out, and now that is Smolder flash out for 5 minutes, but the action is not over as Ali Rezik goes to this bot tower, but that is not the center of the action. That is a big kill for Zero onto the Annie. That is a 1,000 gold shutdown, but the action is still not over, Kevin.
Yeah, as we see mid lane getting overloaded, public execution ults coming left and right. Everybody's dropping like flies for the side of VCU as Ali Rezik goes into Smolder. The kill for Ali Rezik as Sejuani is left stranded here by the Nami, trying to escape. Double kill for Ali Rezik. And Zero Domain chasing, and it's going to be a clean ace for the side of the Terps.
I mean, that is what Maryland needed right there. We are now up at over 1,000 gold. We're going to be trying to look for this tier 2 tower, and I mean, did you see the centerpiece of that fight in the mid lane on that inhibitor tower was the ultimate coming out from Iki, the Jarvan Cataclysm. He jumped in and caught the public execution. He's made sure that Ambessa had to stay right there, and that is good stuff. The action is continuing, though, as VCU Black has respawned. I mean, Iki's going down, but at least they get that tower. And, I mean, you get a little bit back of your VCU, but the gold lead has definitely swung in favor of Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like they were trying to push their momentum. They were very steadfast in the mid lane, tanking some turret shots from that mid tier 2. Really, the Terps are trying to force the pressure. They're trying to end this game before Smolder really gets items built up.
And I think maybe, honestly, that probably is part of the comms, right? You want to try and get as much that you can, even if, I mean, they get a kill out of it. You want to try and get as much progress as you can if you're Maryland, because you need this game to end as quickly as possible. Because, again, like you're saying, the Smolder is going to get so strong pretty soon, if I had to guess. I mean, he's already 3-item, and it's only going to get worse from now on for the Terps.
Yeah, really, in 1 minute 30 is going to be the sole point Drake for both sides. This might be the game decider on who wins this match, because VCU Black and the Terps, if the Terps win this team fight, they could potentially win the whole match by ending. But if VCU Black wins this, they can decide to stall it out, and Smolder eventually ends the game through his scaling abilities.
But that's the thing, is we see a little bit of a trade of ultimates coming out front there from the Ambessa, from Zero, having to trade. Zero just needs to live, but I think that might be the problem. There's a little bit of deterrence from this Dragon fight because of that, because either side know that if they lose the fight, the game is probably over. So maybe you might see one side just giving it. I mean, it could happen. There could definitely be a fight. I'm not ruling that out, but I mean, it might be a smart decision for either side to say, okay, maybe we're not strong enough for this Dragon. As we see Cataclysm comes out.
Redemption. Tidal Wave also 1 kill for Lyrax as he goes berserk. Double kill for him, but down he goes as Icky is in the middle of the back line, and Zero Domain trying to ward off the Sejuani. Sorry to cut you off there, Nathan, but so much happened in a flash.
You're good there, Kevin. Zero is looking to save his own life. It won't be enough. Maybe it will be enough. You saw the Ahri healing coming out from the passive. What a play from Zero. What a play from Ali Rezik to be there. I mean, look at the movement. Look at everything coming together. Look at the Ahri passive. Look at the help. I mean, it's so much teamwork going in there, and I cannot believe that he lived at the end of all of that.
Yeah, I mean, it first came from a lot of VCU Black members trying to engage onto Camille, just side laning in the bot lane, and after that their formation really crumbled, and Icky found an angle to just engage onto the Annie, I believe.
That is crazy stuff. That fight was a tale of two halves. One half was in the bottom side of VCU Black's red side, and the one half was, we saw it right there, Zero against the Sejuani. We saw how the top side ended. We saw how the bot side ended. I think Maryland are going to be pretty satisfied with the outcome of that, especially as they got the Dragon for pretty much free right after.
Yeah, it's definitely swaying towards where they want to be right now, trying to end this game as fast as possible, but a Baron setup is coming out from VCU Black. If they get this, it's definitely going to stall out the game a lot, even if they're on the back foot, down about 4k gold right now, as Camille goes in solo onto the Sejuani, half HP.
Ali Rezik is very content to be staying in this fight because he's hit the point. Camille is a tank buster. That is what she is known as to some. She's a tank buster because of the true damage on her Q, and we saw it there. Ali Rezik was in the depths this game. He was a little bit down bad, but right now he's 5-5. He's back in the game, and he's better than ever. That's what we love to see, Kevin. And I mean, this Baron might not be, not to cut you off here, this Baron might be a little bit scary for either side to go for, because again, the other side might just go and end the game.
Yeah, I mean, the Terps definitely have the front foot right now, as Ali Rezik is just side laning. Public Execution comes out as Zero Domain goes in.
It's a bit of a fiesta in the mid lane happening right now. As we see the Spirit Rush coming out, there's a lot of fighting, but I mean, we saw Annie a moment ago, Kevin, and we do not see Annie anymore. That is a solo kill off screen for Ali Rezik, and it looks like that might be the end of days for VCU Black in Game 1. Ambessa will try and put up a fight. She does put up a fight. Maybe it won't be the end because they are still going. Sejuani is charmed for 8 years, though. We saw the charm coming out from Zero. So much damage from all of the team. So great teamwork. And, I mean, all this damage from Yanara. Ambessa is going to have to try to stall if they want to get anything back for VCU Black, but it looks like it won't be enough. That is game 1 going to the Terps. Kevin, what a game.
I mean, what a turnaround, Nathan. They stuck to their game plan. They kept Smolder behind, and they did such a great job. Look at them in review. I mean, they're still so locked in, but what a game. What a turnaround. Ali Rezik, what a player, able to, keep mental up and get back in this game through side laning.
I mean, that's great stuff. That is what you have to do sometimes when you have a rough laning phase. And I mean, look at the grit. Look at the teamwork coming out from everyone, Kevin. It is just great stuff. I mean, that game looked so rough near the middle. It looked like everything was going the way of VCU Black, but Maryland did not falter. They did not deter from their game plan. They stuck to it. And I mean, they come out of game 1 a pretty happy bunch.
Yeah, I gotta say, if I had to award somebody with player of the match, I think it has to be Zero Domain. You saw his hands. He was dodging public executions left and right. He might have missteps a couple times, but really, what a player he is.
I mean, you got to give Zero credit. I agree with you, but you can't look past Ali Rezik's inability to give up. I mean, again, he was looking right here. We see Zero right here, and he's having a great time. He is feeling great about that last game. But, I mean, look at Ali Rezik there. He never gave up. He never let anything get him down. Again, he was in the depths a little bit, as we like to say. He was not doing great at the beginning, but he did not let that keep him out of the game. He played his own game. He played with the team as well. And, I mean, that is a great game 1 if you're on the Terps side. I mean,
Yeah, it's definitely what you want to see. It was not the most steady start to the game, but by the end of it, it looks like everybody knew what to do. The macro was on point. The micro was, just immaculate in those team fights. Everybody knew how to target who's priority, and having a more quiet game in the bot lane, Lyrax and Via Mike, they really held it down. They really didn't overforce their hand, and Icky, the newcomer, the rookie, is really proving how well he can do on the big stage.
Yeah, that is a great game. And with that, we will be going to a commercial break. We'll be right back with next game's draft and next game, but we will be back after this commercial.
My name is Subin Kim. My in-game name is Carrots, and I'm the controller of this team.
My name is Hannah. My IGN is Tuxedo Sam, and I play Sentinel for the team.
My name is Sima. My in-game name is Care Bear, and I'm a flex.
My name is Megan. My IGN is Giraffe, and I'm an initiator.
My name is Sophia. My IGN is Soap, and I'm an initiator.
Hi everyone, I'm Ayush. My in-game name is Delcixo, and I'm the coach.
For me, I think it was just really interesting to see our names on social media and on a website. I'm just like, whoa, my name is on a website but so I think that was the number one thing that kind of just it brought the realization of what kind of team I'm in, what kind of position I'm in.
Meeting them. It's hard to make a woman and non-binary friends in Valorant, so it's just really nice that we have a team specifically for that.
The studio.
Yeah.
Oh, the studio. Oh, I didn't even know that existed. I didn't know that existed until remember when I first when we first talked about the studio, I was like, what's that? When I first went to the room, I was like, oh, there's cameras and lighting. I'm just like, that's
Nice computer.
Nice computer.
The monitors
So
are crazy.
true.
Winning.
Yeah.
Oh, so true.
Yeah.
Delingo winning.
Getting that.
Yeah, that
Yeah, I feel like
was pretty cool.
hey. I would say supportive is definitely Dusty and Rachel. Those two, just making sure we had scrims down, making sure we had practice schedules down, Dusty making sure to pick out what we did wrong, just helping us improve. I think definitely.
Yeah, Dusty's a very present coach, so
Very.
he's really reliable and helped us through the whole season.
Thanks, team.
Yeah, you'd even like schedule things for us,
like organize all those schedules.
help us map bands and like talk to
Stats,
them
yeah.
if like realize if one of them was like unranked or something. Breaking
Forfeit
a rule.
teams.
Making teams forfeit.
Maybe we don't talk about that last part.
I would also say like our fans in chat, like on
Oh,
stream.
true.
So it was nice knowing
W
people
chat.
watching us.
And the haters.
Oh yeah.
Improve in the higher division.
Yeah, it is definitely more challenging because we're in a higher division now. But I think we could, like, with our coordination, I definitely think we could. We need to bring home another one of these.
It feels great.
You
Yeah.
guys know this is the first title that Terps Esports has won.
Wait, seriously?
And by
really?
women.
Oh, seriously? Oh,
First down.
cool.
I like playing Valorant.
Have an excuse to play games.
True, that's true. That's good.
For me, I joined because, well, like I've always wanted to be on a women's team, especially like since I got to UMD, and me and Dusty had always like tried to make teams work every semester, and this was the first time it actually did work and stuck, and the people who tried out like were committed. So I guess I've always just wanted to be on a women's team to like connect more to that community.
To make friends.
So I had that gap, without a team for a while, and then I saw the form, and I was like, I really want to try this. This sounds fun. And then, yeah, I play Valorant too much. First of all, I did not imagine me being IGL when I first started, because I am, outside of my Lilac team, I am known as the no-brain, only aim chamber in comp. So I did not imagine myself being IGL. But I think there were some difficulties in the beginning because no one, I wasn't used to giving out comms. I was just very confused. But I think now it's just the amount of trust that my teammates give me when I give out comms and the amount of coordination that we have. I just love being IGLing because I trust that things will work out.
Welcome back as we hop straight into draft. How are you feeling, Nathan, as you look at this draft right now?
I'm just kind of reeling from that last game, I think, a little bit, Kevin. I really if I had to get into it, I really like the Zillion pick. I really like the Syndra pick. We know that's going to be 0, but again, that last game, what can you say? There's so much happening, and in the end, it ended in our side. Very thankfully, of course, but.
Yeah, I saw some comments from our lovely manager. He was talking about how that game looked very dire, but the turnaround was so brilliant that, everybody's shedding a tear in their eyes.
Yeah, it was crazy stuff last game. It looked, you never want to say dead to rights, and I don't think it did, but it looked pretty scary, to say the least, on the side of UMD. But again, you have to look for these opportunities. You have to make the hero play sometimes, and we saw a good few of those last game, and here we are. We are now 1-0 in the series against VCU, and I'm excited to get into the next one. I'm kind of reeling still, pretty excited for some more league action. I'm very ready.
Yeah, as we look at this draft, the Yasuo ban, the Hui ban, and Seraphine ban is, it's about the same, as they're spreading out their bans more, still focusing on the mid laner, it seems, on the side of the Terps, as, a variety of bans come out from VCU. Oriana and Victor are still getting bans. Zero Domain, definitely that, control mage that you want to limit his champion pool. But how do you feel about the Zillion pick? He might go mid, he might go support. What do you think?
I think Zillion, me and some of the people I play with have this, what we talk about Zillion with. He changes the way that you have to play the game, because at any point in a team fight, someone has Guardian's Angel, and especially at this level, you have to just know that they'll have it, because he's good enough to catch it. So you have to play as if anyone at any time can have a GA, as long as the ultimate is not on cooldown. And again, the slow, 99% slow. He has a pretty, not easy, but it's not the hardest stun in the world. He has a lot going for him, and I think it'll be a pretty potent pick, to say the least, in this game.
Yeah, the Zillion, I think an underrated part of his kit is that passive, the ability to store XP, and especially if he goes into the mid lane, he can very much, affect the whole map, like you said. If he boosts his Volibear, that might go into the jungle, or whoever's in the jungle for them, with more XP, be a level or two up on this Dr. Mundo.
And it looks like, it's going to be the Zillion mid, like we were saying. We see the Emilio pick. We know he can't really go anywhere else, right?
I mean, really.
Yeah. So, Zillion mid, all this XP. He'll get his, Volibear up. They might look to get the ADC up as well because he'll have so much extra XP. But, wow, that is a big hover if we see the Swain. Swain has been very good this season. I don't know how he's looking right now, but he has been pretty consistently good, in my opinion, and in the opinion of statistics, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, I don't know. Kog'Maw pick instead of Swain. Yeah, to put a cap on that.
It seems like the Kog'Maw Nico in the bot lane. Swain was picked last season, or last semester, really, for UMD as Lyrax favors it for a winning lane angle, and Zahen being hovered from the Terps. This Zahen, Dr. Mundo, they can really get flexed on either jungle or top. It's really anybody's decision.
For sure. We've seen a lot of Mundo coming out from UMD this semester, from both Academy and Premier. We've seen so much Mundo, and it is a potent, it is so strong because they're able to get these games to super late. They're able to have Mundo go wherever he pleases, as they say. And it's just they're not lying when they say he goes where he pleases, especially late game. He is so strong, but the Vayne will definitely be trying to take care of him. I think that's probably the main reason for that pick, right?
Yeah, the Vayne in the top lane, I don't know. Do you want Dr. Mundo into her? Not him, her. Yeah. Because he might lose the early game, but really Mundo goes where he pleases. He will scale. There's Def, Taxes, and Dr. Mundo scaling.
For sure. The problem with Vayne top into Mundo, and it is good, don't get me wrong, but especially because Mundo is melee, of course, but the problem with that lane is that Vayne E doesn't really work. It works for her W stack, of course, as we see the team out here. They're looking like they're locked back in for this next game. Again, the Vayne E works for the W stack for her true damage, but it doesn't work for stun. She can never use it on Mundo and get a pushback or a stun.
Yeah, really, it's a. I don't really want to say anything to Caster's Curse, knock on wood, but I think this Dr. Mundo should be fine in the top lane if the Terps opt for it. But really, when Blade of the Rune King is built onto Vayne, that's when you see the game really accelerate as she starts doing max health damage. But really, Mundo, he can one-shot people the further he scales into this game.
The problem, the really good part about Vayne into Mundo, though, right, is that she's going to get that Bork, and it's going to melt his health bar, right? It's going to be so much. But she also has the true damage. And, for the Bork, for the Blade of the Ruined King, Mundo doesn't... He likes resistances. He's a tank, but he really likes that health scaling, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And then he's going to have the extra health against the true damage, which is good, but it's kind of one or the other, I think. It's going to be rather... it's going to be good for against the max health on the Blade, which I don't think it will be, but it'll rather be good against the W. I'm kind of tripping over my words here, but it'll be good against the W. And it's just a little bit scary, I think, once you get to late game, once Vayne really starts popping off with all of her true damage. It gets a little bit scary for anyone, but especially these high health, low resistance targets like maybe Mundo will be.
And moving on to the jungle, what do you think about this Volibear Zahen matchup?
We're kind of talking in absolutes as if Mundo is for sure in the top lane. It could also be him in the jungle, but yeah, for the sake of the argument, Zahen, Volibear, they're both kind of team fight monsters, right? They will both want to be in the dead center of all the action, no matter what, every team fight, with the Volibear Stormbringer, with the Grim Deliverance coming out from Zahen, and, that's going to be a pretty, I don't know the word for it, I would say back and forth, but it's going to be a very brawling type of jungle matchup, especially once we get into those meaty like team fights. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're currently getting news this Zahen is probably going top, so all of our predictions, you can just ignore all of that for the Dr. Mundo Vayne matchup. Zahen, I feel like it's about the same thing, but instead of tanking and waiting to scale through this late game, Zahen is really going to look for that E, I believe, to grapple Vayne if she makes a misstep. Because with his passive step stacked up, that Grim Deliverance just provides a free Guardian Angel.
Yeah, and I do believe that is the W for Zahen. That is you're talking about the pull, right? The pull in. I believe is his W because his E is the dash. And that's the other thing with Zahen against this Vayne that we will probably be seeing. He'll be looking to get the W, and then even if Vayne uses the apprehend her E, the pushback, it won't matter because he will have a dash and he'll try and stay on, as best as he can, he'll try and stay on top of the fight and stay in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, in the top lane, we're talking so much about them, but really, it's so much skill to play this top lane against a ranged top laner. A lot of people like to, not say the most kind things about ranged top laners, but really, it takes skill at this highest level. There's a lot of spacing. There's a lot of mind games, especially with wave states. And Volibear, Dr. Mundo, those are champions in the jungle that really will probably not affect the top lane at all. I mean, Dr. Mundo, I don't think is going to affect the top lane, but Volibear with that Stormbringer, what do you think?
I mean, honestly, the jungle matchup, at least on its own, I think that's going to be a bit of a nothing matchup. I don't know if really either of them can do anything to each other, but yeah, I think the Stormbringer in the top lane, it might be a big one if he does try to go top at least. I mean, it's just so much damage, and especially the tower disable, I think, is the big part, because Zahen, if he has to kind of fight off two people at once, it gets a little bit scary for him. And so if Volibear goes up and Vayne are both there kind of hitting him, kind of just kind of putting him down into the ground, it gets a little bit scary for him, I think.
Yeah, I think this Dr. Mundo, if I remember correctly, there's been a matchup in the studio where we've seen Volibear and Dr. Mundo, and usually Dr. Mundo loses early because of that sustain and AD damage that Volibear can provide, but Dr. Mundo overall just once he gets his items, especially that Heartsteel and Warmogs, he will win this matchup. Yeah. But looking towards the mid lane, Syndra, Zillion.
I mean, you love to see Syndra. You used to love to see Zero on the Syndra. I've seen plenty of clips of Zero on the Syndra, on him on any mage, but particularly the ones that I see the most are Syndra and Victor, and of course they banned the Victor. They do not want to deal with that. But, I mean, yeah, great to see him on the Syndra. We know it's a very strong pick for not just Zero, but just in general. I think, especially at this high level, Syndra is very, very good. Very good at controlling the map, right? Because even out of vision, Syndra has so much damage on her QE that she can kind of just start and end a fight with just QE. You know what I mean? She has so much damage going for her.
Yeah, and I've heard from a lot of people, Syndra is basically a better Veigar, has that scaling potential, and, that ultimate ability, Unleash Power, will obliterate anybody in the same screen as her, basically. But Zillion, really the neutralizer, that's what they should call him, with that Guardian Angels on his R, that Chrono Shift, really able to save anybody being hit by that Unleash Power. I think he really just makes this lane state pretty boring as he's going to clear waves, get XP up, trying to get his other laners ahead. He's really just there to be that secondary support.
Yeah, for sure. And going down to the bot lane, we see Kog'Maw and Nico. I like that lane because it lets them be aggressive. Kog'Maw has a scary amount of damage early. It's really, sometimes you don't really expect it, but when Kog'Maw pops his W and just starts autoing you from Narnia, he is kind of just shredding your health bar. And I think especially with the Nico, that's a very aggressive pick, right? It's an aggressive pick because she can go in, and if she finds an E, her root, of course, if she finds that through the wave, I mean, that's kind of a dead Jinx almost instantly. We know Milio has a lot of sustain, a lot of ability to keep people alive, but with the Kog'Maw damage, he also reduces armor. And then if they get really hard CC'd by Nico, that looks like it's a recipe for disaster if VCU get caught by that.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised by this Kog'Maw pick. It's not the most usual champion to see, and I believe Lyrax hasn't played it this much in recent times. I'm speaking to him as if he's an ancient being, but usually you see Corki Nico being paired up. They're a very dominant lane combo, but this Kog'Maw Nico shouldn't be laughed at all. Like you said, Nathan, very deadly combo. But we gotta see what Jinx Milio can do in this bot lane.
And sometimes it's easy to think of Jinx. Jinx is fairly weak early, but it's really easy to think of her like the Smolder, where she's useless early, which she really isn't. She has a pretty decent amount going for her as we get into game very, very soon. I know I hear the sounds just as all of you do, but I mean, she has her E, those flame chompers, and she has her W. It's so much slow, especially even just level 1, and it gets a little bit scary sometimes playing against Jinx. If you underestimate her damage, you have to treat her with a little bit of respect, a little bit more than you might think that you have to, at least early on.
Yeah, this Jinx definitely isn't like Smolder. There is that scalability, but as we see some poking and prodding coming out all across the map, everybody just, having some fun early on before the minions reach the lanes. But going back to this Jinx, like you said, Jinx can really get back into the game anytime she wants with that passive.
And something interesting to note, a little bit off topic, not to change the subject, but Zero does not have the typical teleport. Zero has a ghost, so it looks like he's going to be trying to get a little bit aggressive in some of these fights, especially later when Zillion and Melio are kind of speeding everyone up. Vayne is fast. Jinx is fast when she gets excited. I like the ghost pick a lot to try and stay in these fights when everyone tries to kite him out.
Yeah, I think, with this early engage, Jinx is just going berserk with lethal tempo. Both sides have lethal tempo, but, a lot of damage coming out for both sides in the bot lane, but Lyrax is stepping up confidently, like nothing is going to stop him.
You're really satisfied with that if you're the Terps, because both of them were hitting the Jinx at the same time, and it's not just that, but Jinx used almost her entire mana bar using those rockets. Every time she throws a rocket, she shoots one, it's a little bit of mana. And so if you're the Terp side, you're definitely satisfied with that. Everyone's going to use their pots, everyone's going to get healed up, but you can't heal up that mana very easily.
Yeah, it seems like the bot lane of the Terps are disregarding Milio as any threat. As a root comes out, barrier comes out from Jinx as a flash. Both summoner spells down. Nico flashes in, and a first blood goes to Lyrax.
That's stellar stuff. You saw the carpet, I like to say, coming out from Kog'Maw. It just kept Jinx so slow. She had to flash out. She had to use the barrier, but great awareness from both Mike and Lyrax. From Mike to flash in and use his autos to try and get that little bit of extra damage that they needed. And that extra bit of damage was needed as, Jinx went down, and that is a very, very good start to the game if you're the Terps bot lane.
And Zero Domain pops Ghost here, dodging the, time bombs coming out from the mid laner VCU Black as Volibear gets caught out. Flash comes out. Summoner spells are being burned left and right for VCU as we go back to the top lane. Ali Rezik looking little dire in this wave.
It's tough in this matchup if you're the Zahen, because you're talking about the range top. Even at this high level, it is hard to pilot, but you still see the common pitfalls of playing against range top, and we're seeing it right here. Ali Rezik trying to get a little bit of damage back, but it's going to be kind of scary. He might have to flash that. Wow, he uses the pot before the fight ends. He has this D-shield healing. He's already back up. Wow, he is still living. That is the flash coming out from Vayne. I'm seriously speechless right now, Kevin. He is living through all of that. Vayne, no flash, has the ghost, and Iki's going to be looking to walk up to try and get this kill. Misses the cleaver, gets the Vayne ghost out, and there's a lot happening, a lot more happening than I thought would.
Yeah, what confidence from Ali Rezik to just step up when he went 1 HP twice within the same 5-second span. really has that that Mamba mentality right now. Nothing can really stop him in the top lane.
Truly, and a lot of damage coming out from Zero. He's definitely very far from the one-shot potential we'll be seeing him at later on. But right now, Ali Rezik with the flash. It's a little bit of a one-step flash, but it's enough movement to get there to kill the Vayne. But right now, he wants to stay in this fight. He wants to keep fighting the Volibear. He has the passive up, the grass proc. Look at this damage coming out from Zahen, the Conqueror, the extra attack damage coming out from his passive. He almost just solo killed him from basically 100 health. The fight is not over. Volibear, great movement coming out from Ali Rezik to dodge the Volibear E, but it is not enough. Too little, too late. That is a lot of damage coming out from Volibear, and it's looking like a 1-for-1 in the top side.
Yeah, so much happening in the top lane. I mean, it was just mind games, Volibear versus Hand. And in the bot lane, it seems like Milio, 1 HP, Root goes on to Jinx. But it seems like nothing the Terps can do right now.
Unfortunate, but again, yeah, going back to that top side, that was crazy stuff. Even early on, I want to go back to that because there's a solo kill in the mid lane with the Scat of the Week coming out, with the Unleashed Power coming out from Syndra. But, back to that. Did you see the healing that Zahen got, that Ali Rezik got between the last auto and then when Vayne flashed in? It was like 120 health in like 3 seconds. That's the value of that Doran shield, the health pot, and maybe a biscuit, second wind. So many factors going into that, and so many factors are the reason that he was able to stay there, fight, kill the Vayne eventually, and that was just crazy, crazy stuff we saw there. Yeah,
it seems like Ali Rezik is comfortable in this top lane right now, even though he's still getting poked and picked at by this Vayne. All the wave states, all the lanes are looking immaculate to the side of the Terps. They're up on CS on almost every lane as Nico comes into this mid lane trying to kill this Zillion.
I didn't even see that, Kevin. That was crazy stuff. I didn't even notice that the Nico was in the wave there, posing as a minion. If you're unaware, Nico has a passive where she is able to change into units, but that is not the important thing right now, as that is a clean, easy solo kill coming out from Ali Rezik in the top lane. Sometimes hard to do against these range top champions, but that early kill gave him enough confidence, enough gold, enough XP to be able to do that pretty scot-free.
Yeah, this Nico champion in the hands of VM Mike, he truly is beyond a dentist. He's a ventriloquist on this Summoner's Rift.
As you were saying earlier in the pre-show, of course.
Yeah, it's just brilliant macro movement from the Terps. They're just taking over this map as Volibear comes down into the bot lane. Lyrax and VM Mike, what can they do?
It's scary. It's scary. We saw the Flame Choppers come out of Jinx, so Lyrax had to stay in the fight. There was no going back for him, and right now the Stormbringer coming out. I don't know if they have enough movement speed, enough damage to take down Viet Mike with him, but if you're VCU, you have to try and get something back, and get something back was what they did right there.
Yeah, they basically had the Terps bot lane in the grasp of their arms after those chompers were set down by the Jinx.
And right now, Viet Mike is trying to just hold down the city, hold down the house, while Lyrex runs back. And it looks like he's going to be able to do it. But right now, Zero is taking a very, very confident position on the mid lane. He knows that he has Mundo right there with him. And maybe a little bit of a fight breaking out. Nothing happening, but Zero is just so good with this macro. He knows he can play aggressively like that when he has a Terp by his side.
Yeah, there's just so much happening in this early game as we see Volibear invade onto this blue buff. Positions not moving from top lane and mid lane, and the smite goes to the side of Volibear here.
Yeah, a little bit rough. But, I don't know. Mundo Iki, his smite was not available yet, and that is a rough one. You kind of just have to take that in stride. Iki is up so much CS already. He's going to be starting these Void Grubs. He is content. He knows that his team is there. He knows that Zero will be there on the drop of a dime right after he gets back from his recall. But Viet Mike is there too. Again, I didn't even notice him. He is there with the ultimate Pop Blossom from Nico. They're looking to kill this Vayne. Flash coming out from Ali Rezik. Is it enough? No, because Vayne has so much movement speed. Uses the Ghost, uses the Flash, uses the ultimate final hour. Just gets out once again by the skin of her teeth, Kevin. Wow.
Viet Mike seems to be everywhere on this map, but is that going to be trouble for Lyrax in this bot lane as he's getting ganked by Volibear? Jinx moving up, Chompers onto Lyrax, and it's a kill to Jinx.
And that's good movement coming out from Volibear right there. He gets on the opposite side of Lyrax there. He basically makes a brick wall, Kevin. It's so hard if you're in that spot to walk past him because you just have a big bear hitting you over and over again until it is all over for you. And, I mean, VCU had to try and get something back with the play being made top, with the grubs being got, and make a play they did.
Yeah, they're getting active here as, like I said, that passive coming out from Zilean, boosting Volibear back into this game. He's still one level down. Icky is just doing such a phenomenal, like, pathing. I mean, such brilliant gameplay coming out as the whole map seems to be domineered by the Terps.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the CS gap. Iki is up 35 CS, and at this level, you don't really see that much. And there's the excuse, of course, of Volibear Volibear has been having a lot of presence all around. He's been there for the ganks. He's already 102. You can see his stat line. But still, being down right now, 33 CS is a lot. That is not something that should be overlooked on either side, in my opinion.
Yeah, and talking about CS leads, look at mid as some poking and prodding is happening in the top lane. Yitsu really just... I mean, what a character Vayne is. Like, I feel a vein popping my head right now, Nathan, as we see some engage coming in the bot lane. Lyrax is going confidently.
Yeah, right now, Viet Mike and Lyrax are going to be looking to go in, but so will Ali Rezik. He does not want to go quietly into the night against the Vayne Final Hour coming out, Grim Deliverance coming out, but Mundo is their maximum dosage. He wants to run. He wants to flash. It looks like Vayne has to run. She will not have enough in the tank. Well, right now, you see the movement speed, and you see the movement coming out from Vayne.
Hit.
Look at the Q, the cleaver coming out from Mundo right there. I mean, you have to give credit where credit's due. That is a great attempt from Vayne in her own Q, in her ultimate. She was invisible. Iki was a little bit lost, but I think he put it together quite well.
Yeah, I mean, Vayne nearly got out with all that invisibility from her Q, as we see a lot of movement going towards the bot lane area. Really, they're the focal point of VCU's offense.
Yeah, and honestly, you mentioned the CS gap in the mid lane, and of course, Syndra of Zero, we know he is always locked in. But honestly, I think that might be just a product of the Zilean pick, Kevin, because sometimes the Zilean pick, he's kind of just another support. You know, he's not meant to be having so much CS as we see a fight breaking out bot lane with the Volibear there. Stormbringer coming out, Pop Blossom to try and save both of their lives. It won't be enough. Lyrax is in the middle of a storm. That is a double kill just as Dragon spawns. That is rough stuff, Kevin.
Yeah, that is definitely not where you want to see the gold going. I mean, a double kill after double kill. I mean, just kills after kills for Jinx. They're really... I hate to say it, but they're really misplaying this bot lane. They're misreading the wave states. This Volibear has been coming for them, like,
we were talking
minute
about
after minute.
We were talking about the jungle, the difference in the way that they're playing in the jungle. But I mean, look at the presence coming out from Volibear. It is crazy, crazy stuff. Volibear is always there, especially in the bot lane. Bot lane for VCU has such a lead. Jinx is 4-1. That has to be talked about, as I believe I just saw a minion walking up the river. Yes, I did.
It seems like our captain, still wanting to play Teemo, is cosplaying with Nico right now, trying to get something done in the top lane as we see a dive trying to be forming in the top lane.
I like this play a lot right here, though. They're going to be looking to go and dive. It might be a little bit rough because Iki will definitely have the CC shield, but I don't think that Viet Mike will have it on him. It won't show, but it doesn't matter. They're going to be trying to go anyway. Right now, Ali Rezik with a great job tanking all of the damage. He gets in, they get out. That is a clean kill. I think everyone gets out scot-free. As we see Zero, he does not want all the action to just be in the top lane. He tries to get one of his own. Not enough damage, though, as we see the ultimate coming out. Close, but no dice, man.
Yeah, not enough AP, but he might overstep here as the Chrono Shift comes out on Zilean himself. But Volibear definitely not going to play this out further. And then the bot lane is just looking like it has turned as Lyrax is just stuck under his tower here.
In the midst of all of that action, it was a little bit tough to realize VCU Black did get the Mountain Drake, but Volibear is looking to go in. He's a little bit caught out of position, though, as Viet Mike will be there to save his ADC's life. Lyrex will definitely be thankful for him there. But, I mean, Zero is going to be looking to try to get something going mid lane right now. Look at the movement. Oh, this is a battle of movement right now. Good flash coming out from Zillion. Good Q coming out from Zillion. Good damage coming out from both of them. I don't know if that will end in a kill, though, mid.
I mean, Lyrax, the tower is down. He's just going to die in the hands of Jinx. Another double kill, but dies to the passive of Kog'Maw.
That is all I was watching. As soon as Kog'Maw went down, as soon as the Pop Blossom came out, I was watching Lyrex's corpse. He was running. He was trying to make sure he gets that. And honestly, I think Jinx could have lived. Maybe just not. Maybe didn't realize. I mean, she has the flash. She has the barrier. There was definitely an opportunity for her to live there, but I just don't think she realized.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people are just unaware because Kog'Maw's not, played as Ali Rexic goes into this vein. Grim Deliverance comes out. It's just spacing after spacing. Flash comes out, but really, 4-man, the cavalry are coming, and, it's just an overstep. It's unfortunate, really.
Overextension coming out there from Ali Rezic. You like to see him try to make the play, but a little bit reckless, as we saw right there. He flashes in. It's a little bit too little, a little bit too late. Not enough damage, but Viet Mike is caught out in the blue side right now. They are not falling for the clone business. He is going down. That is a clean, easy kill for VCU's side, and it looks like the tides are shifting maybe a little bit.
Yeah, there's so much happening. Jinx with another kill in the mid lane. It seems like the Terps are a little confused right now. They're getting caught out back to back to back. I mean, Zero Domain. Stormbringer comes out, Flash. Really, there's really nothing the Terps can do right now. They're just being caught out. They have no pressure over their lanes.
It's great movement there. We saw coming out of Zero. I mean, we saw the flash. We saw him try to QE as soon as Volibear came out of the Stormbringer. It was a great try. And, I mean, he did get out. That is good stuff. You like to see that. But, I mean, Syndra Flash going down so easy is not something that you like to see.
Yeah, I mean, the Terps still have a 2K gold lead. It's not looking the worst for them. But if Lyrax keeps getting caught out, keeps getting put back in this game, really it's going to be hard for him as a flash comes out from Vayne, really just running down Zero Domain. 1 HP, Unleashed Power comes out, no go, shutdown for Vayne. Pop Blossom in the mid lane.
Maximum Dosage in the top lane to pick it up right where you left off. Maximum Dosage coming out. Look at the damage I just saw out of Mundo's E. Oh my goodness, he flashes. He uses ultimate. He gets the kill at the end of the day, but that is not the end of the action as we see a fight breaking out mid lane. There is a teleport coming out. That is L9 Soraka. Ali Rezic is in the dead center of the fight. He's content to be under the tower as well with his passive, and that is a kill coming out on Volibear. What a stellar play to try and get something back, and get something back they did, Kevin.
Yeah, I thought Ali Rezic was delivering a unfortunate gift to Lyrax with that time bomb right on him, but really, what a nice TP coming out, just taking tier 1 mid turret and taking Volibear down. Really, it's a turnaround. This is what you want to see from the Terps. They're really grasping the game back into their turf. Really, we're looking forward to more Drake fights. We're looking forward to more team fights. Really, we haven't gotten one solid team fight out of both sides.
It is really scary, though, because, I mean, the Terrapins are up the gold, obviously. We see it at the top of the screen, but it is scary because all of the gold on VCU's side, as there's a little bit of a scramble breaking out in the bot side, the bot river right now. Viet Mike gets hit by the Jinx W. He's slowed. Stormbringer coming out. Volibear is on his head. So much damage. The whole team is allowed to catch up with the stun, with the slow, rough stuff. But again, right there, Jinx got that kill too. All of the VCU gold is on Jinx. That is something you have to monitor if you're the Terps.
Yeah, especially with this role quest, this could potentially be a 7-item Jinx, and that is the last thing you want to see, as Ali Rezic is straight on this Volibear knockup, airborne, Grim Deliverance, and down goes Volibear to Ali Rezic.
And I think he was willing to use the Grim Deliverance there to get the kill quickly because the dragon is up. They want to get it done. They want to get in and out as quickly as they can. VCU will be content to be pushing this mid wave in and maybe look down, but Vayne gets the top tower for free. That is what Ali Rezic is recalling for, and yeah, he's definitely going to be a little bit too late for it.
Yeah, it's a great cross map. They know without their jungler, VCU have to back off a little. They have to, find other positions on the map. But really, it seems like the Terps have a handle to this team fighting position. Like you said, in a team fight, it seems like all the gold is on Jinx. If she is caught out, it is game over, even with the chrono shift.
So yeah, there are the ups and downs of it. You just mentioned one of the downs of Jinx having all the gold is, again, yeah, if she dies, the game ends, right? The game is very, very hard for VCU Black in these fights. But, I mean, the upside for VCU is that they have a fed Jinx. That ultimately, that is the problem that UMD have to face. Jinx is so strong, so potent when she gets so much gold. And right now, again, she is 8-2. She is about maybe 7.5 CS per minute. She's feeling very great right now.
Yeah, it's basically protect Mrs. President for VCU Black. And on the side of the Terps, they have so much crowd control. They can get in there via mic. Those pop blossoms have been brilliant. But really, if we're looking for anything here, this is the perfect time. No objectives are up. It is free to fight in the mid lane right now.
Yeah, right now I think Terps might be looking for a fight with some of these side lanes happening. Viet Mike and Zero Domain are running down to the mid lane. It looks like they might have a catch out on the Volibear. They don't know, though. They don't know he's in there. Volibear's engaging onto Viet Mike. The action is both in the mid lane and in the river. Viet Mike is fine. Sorry, Lyrex in the middle of the fight going down to Jinx as there's a fight bot lane as well. Good flash coming out from Ali Rezik. Oh my god. That was a crazy attempt. Great try coming out from Ali Rezik. Just goes down to the Vayne. Good try with the flash. It looks like things have calmed down a little bit, but that was crazy, Kevin. That was crazy stuff.
Yeah, it seems like they just have to forfeit this tier 1 as Jinx is going crazy right now. And, I mean, talking about that bot lane fight between the top laners, that was just unfortunate. It seems like Ali Rezik was 2 longswords off of that kill.
Pretty much. It might have been just 1 longsword. Vayne was left truly. It looked like it was about 50 health. That was crazy, crazy stuff, crazy damage coming out from everyone. But, I mean, again, what do you do? It ends the way that it ends. Maryland is still up gold. They're still up a dragon. And, again, you just have to try and keep Jinx out of the game the best they can.
Yeah, it's soul point for the Terps coming up. What I do have to point out, I hate to say it, but Lyrax needs to know that he is behind. He needs to stop overplaying his hand in that 1v1 versus the Jinx. That is a fight 9 out of 10 times you should never take one-on-one.
For sure. It's really rough, especially for Lyrex. We know he's a talented guy. We know he makes the plays, but right now he might have to take a little bit of a backseat as he is down a lot of gold, a lot of XP, and you just have to try and play for the team the best you can if you're in Lyrex's spot right now.
Yeah, I think right now you have to play through your tankers. Ali Rezik and Icky have been doing such an amazing job at just coordinating together. They're so bulky. Really, Vayne can't do anything in this position.
Did you see that right there? Jinx just used the flash. Viet Mike with a great play, acting as the minion, getting the flash out from Jinx. Good stuff. You like to see that, especially with Dragon coming up in a minute. But it looks like the action is just starting. Flash, Stormbringer coming out of Volibear. They both have to flash over the wall. It will be enough to get out. There's a lot of damage coming out. Lyrex is down health. He is down mana. They have to pop the heal to try and get out. Viet Mike with the rocket belt, just trying to save their own lives. It looks like they do, but not without expending a lot of resources.
And Ali Rezik, unfortunately, was caught out during that fight in the bot lane, and Viet Mike still in the mid lane. Awesome comes out, but really nothing is
rough.
Going to the way of the Terps. Icky trying to help, trying to do something, but they're really in no position. 3-on-5. Vayne might be side laning, but this 4-man position is impossible to attack.
And if you're a fan of VCU Black, that is what you like to see. They have really tried to turn the game on its heels, and turn it on its heels they've done, especially with the Vayne getting back in the game. Volibear is once again even. But I mean, again, this Jinx is so potent right now. They tried, it looked like Lyrex and Viet Mike tried to hold down the fort in the mid lane, tried to hold down that tier 2, extended a little bit too far. Zero was not there, and it was just rough.
Yeah, right now the Drake is up, but so are all members of the Terps. It's looking like a team fight on the soul point for the Terps, and Zero has no TP, so maybe they're looking for a Baron flip. It really could be anything here.
They might just give. I mean, we know they're up the dragon. We know that they're trying to look to get something back right now. They do not have the agency to be going to that dragon, and that is definitely... That is what they'll be looking to get, is a little bit of agency in the top lane. Vietmike trying to get some CC onto Zillion, missing. But, I mean, they're still here. They're still looking for something, Kevin.
Yeah, it seems like it's going to be a solo job onto the Inferno Drake for Volibear, as there's some kind of movements top, 4 people top for the Terps, as Ali Rezik is feeling the brunt of the damage in the mid turret.
Just dodging that super mega death rocket coming out of Jinx. Good movement, good stuff coming out. He has to give this tier 2 though. He does not have the agency. He does not have the power, the gold, the XP to be holding that tower right in front of Jinx and Melio. A little bit too strong. It is getting a little bit out of hand in terms of the Jinx.
Yeah, I mean, right now it seems like the Terps are trying to stall out this game a little, trying to get themselves in a better position throughout every lane. They're trying to keep waves pushed, and really, we haven't seen one good, very good team fight. It always seems like somebody on the Terps is getting chased down by that Volibear.
For sure. Sometimes the positioning looks rough, and, I mean, you just have to deal with that. Sometimes the game just shakes out that way. Maryland are still up a little bit of gold, but we keep talking about this Jinx, and there is a good reason, as she is very strong right now. But, I mean, wow. The junglers just got face to face right there. Both of them knew it as well. Both of them a little bit too scared to start to really engage the fight, though, and nothing happens, at least for right now, in that top river skirmish.
Yeah, it seems like there's a lot of tension building up towards this Baron. The primary factor to a Baron fight is trying to keep this mid lane pushed, trying to make sure that even if you lose this fight on Baron, that you have some advantages in this mid lane.
For sure, for sure. And right now it looks like, again, yeah, they're just trying to get any, as you said, any advantage anywhere they can in the mid lane. They're pushing out, but VCU will not be satisfied with having that wave pushed into them. You know, we know Jinx is strong enough to have this wave in whenever she wants, and it's just scary. Both sides, I would say it's scary for both sides right now. Both sides can just lose on a whim, I would say. I mean, if a team fight goes either way.
Yeah, right now, Volibear is such a scary man alongside his partner in crime, Zillion. They're just prowling in that raptor bush. They're really looking for an angle where Volibear can just run down somebody on the side of the Terps.
It's so much movement speed that Zillion gives to anyone that he chooses, and Volibear is a great idea to use that movement speed. Volibear, Vayne, Jinx, there is so much potential for this Zillion pick, and right now he's giving a lot of movement speed with the Rallies, with the, I believe it was his E as well. Sorry, the Shirelli is not the Rallies, and I mean, again, some more happening topside, Kevin.
Yeah, it seems like the tension of the Terps is waning towards this Vayne as a one-shot 4-0 domain, and VCU Black pushing mid. They're trying to get some stuff done, and no fight on Baron. It seems like they're trying to just keep this turret alive.
Yeah, right there you saw the damage, though. You saw the importance of Zero on the Vayne. Wow, what a dodge on the cleaver from Volibear. Great stuff right there. It looks like the fight might be coming to a close very soon, but the VCU Black has gotten a lot. But that, I don't know if you saw that, Kevin. That is a teleport coming out of Ali Rezik, trying to get behind.
And he's going in. He's in the middle of the fight. Jinx caught out. Guardian Angel up for Jinx, but down goes Volibear, resurrecting on Jinx, but she's trapped in the middle of 5 Terp members, and there goes that Jinx, and it seems like it's the free Baron.
That is all because of Ali Rezik, the flash, the teleport before to set it all up. What they need, what UMD needs in these team fights is just that. They just need someone to get onto Jinx and keep her down for just a second so everyone else can get in, and that's exactly what happened right there. Without Jinx, VCU was looking lost. And, I mean, that team fight was lost as well, Kevin. That was great stuff coming out from Maryland.
Yeah, that is the... I mean, that's the team fight you're looking for. Everything just... The winds were flowing to the side of the Terps as... I mean, they were just caught out by Ali Rezik. They had bad positioning, stranding Jinx in the front of the team.
Yeah, I mean, in these scenarios, Jinx kind of has to sometimes be in the front so that she's able to hit the wave, so that she's able to poke people out. But that is what you're looking for. You're looking for someone to be behind so that they are able to punish Jinx having that weird positioning, right?
Yeah, and the next flip of this match is this soul point for both sides. 2-2 on Drakes. There is a Baron buff, so mid advantage is definitely going towards the side of the Terps. But really, Vision is the name of the game right now as Zero Domain, you know, clearing everything in the bot side. Icky just doing as he pleases.
Doing a little bit of trolling with the S-keying. Great movement, funny movement coming out from Icky, coming out from the whole team right there. But right now, it looks like they're going to be trying to hold this position to constrict the resources for VCU until the dragon spawns, because this is, as you were saying, a pretty important one to get.
Yeah, a TP comes out from Vayne. It seems like a team fight's happening soon as Ali Rezik is the primary point of focus as everything's going wide right now.
Yeah, right now there's a lot happening. The Flame Chopper's coming out, but Grim Deliverance into the middle of 4. He catches almost all 5 with the Grim Deliverance. Ali Rezik does. Mad Mundo is in the middle of all the action. Iki with the maximum dosage with the MS. He has to flash over the wall. He's a little bit scared of Jinx. Right now, that is a wipe It's looking like a wipe for VCU Black. That is crazy stuff. What a turn on that fight, Kevin. What did we just see?
I mean, it seems like Jinx was able to just strafe around everybody on the side of the Terps, and Zillion able to zone the other members, having to walk into his time bombs as VCU Black are trying to finish this game as soon as possible. Vayne, so much damage, but I think it really might just be over as an execute comes out from the turret.
That's a misplay coming out from the Volley Bear. That might be what saves the game if there is a game to be saved, because Viet Mike right now is going in. He's going to be trying his best. He's stunned up against the wall. Zillion is content to just keep on hitting this Nexus, and it looks like they'll have it. That is 1-1 VCU Black. What a game again. Just so much happening, Kevin.
That is just so unfortunate. That one team fight before Drake could really even get started. Such a fast rush down from Volley Bear. We saw it time after time that match, and it seems like a lot of review is going into those unfortunate fights maybe.
Little mistakes here and there throughout that game. Jinx just got too fed, and the problem with that comp playing against that is it gets to the point in the game, Kevin, that Jinx is strong enough, but so is Vayne. So you focus Jinx, and then there's still a Vayne running rampant throughout the fight, and we saw it in that last fight. Vayne was too much to be handled.
Yeah, I mean, running that double ADC composition is, you have to have that first step to be able to separate your ADCs, be able to really kite out and I mean, it was just so much damage to handle. Really, the Terps composition wasn't built for that.
Yeah, you lose the tankiness in the top side when you take that extra ADC, but you gain the damage, you gain that volatility. It's scary. There's so much that you have to be paying attention to in a team fight, and I don't think that you were saying, I don't think that the Terps comp was made to deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a, like you mentioned, Nathan, that Grim Deliverance cashed all 5 members, but that Milio just basically saved everybody with shields, with that breath of life, literally breathing life into the side of VCU. And I mean, there's no follow-up that can really do anything with Volley Bear as the spear of VCU Black. I mean, it's just unfortunate, really.
Rough stuff, Kevin. Well, we will be back very soon with our rubber match, the Game 3. But for right now, we will be going to a commercial break. We'll be back very soon.
Hi, my name is Teddy Zielkowski. I am a 2022 graduate at the University of Maryland with a degree of Bachelor's of Landscape Architecture. And right now, I am a Terps Rocket League coach. Yeah, I think one of the biggest factors of why they invited me to be the coach for the Rocket League team was that I played a lot, and I was actually the Rocket League president of the club. I played for the collegiate team before Terps Esports was a program. So I was a huge person in this community for Rocket League, so they really wanted someone who was kind of like a cornerstone that built this community to come back and be the coach. The most important thing about my role would be just getting to know all the different players on the team. Everyone has different lifestyles, they have different play styles, so you really gotta just get to know every single person so that you can help kind of connect them all together so they can play well on and off the pitch. My favorite part would just be seeing their improvements throughout the entire season. I mean, you start out and everyone's a bit awkward, everyone's kind of shy as well, and I think by the end of the season, like now, we play together, everyone kind of jokes around a little bit more and kind of shines their natural ray, so it's really fun just seeing, and they're also just getting better at the game too, so we're excited just to see them play better as well. I like the program, I like the direction it's going. There's obviously so much more work to do and figuring everything out, but I really like the direction we're going, and I think just the more time that we're working to grow the program, the more we're going to learn how to just be better as a program. I think one of the things that I really want to keep improving upon for Terps Esports is just building a bigger community for all the games. So the Rocket League community has a really big community over in the club side. So it was really nice to see more people just bonding together. People are just, instead of just seeing as practices as being a forced mandatory thing, people are reaching out to each other and they really want to play proactively with each other, and they're becoming friends as well. So it's not even a team and we're just teammates and that's it, but it's more we're staying up till 2, 3 a.m. playing because we're having fun playing, and that's also helping them get better as well. So it increases their chemistry together and just playing together as well, and they can handle losses better when they're a team and they're friends. So that's a really good part about just building this community. I think one of the biggest things is just creating a welcoming space for beginners, and just having it just be really welcoming, all skill levels included. So that's something that we can try and do, and just create more diversity in the esports scene, just have more opportunities for other people to come, and maybe they're prodigies at a certain game or something. So when more people are playing the game and just creating more noise, then it's awesome for more people to just keep coming. It's almost like a trend.
Welcome back. How are you feeling, Nathan?
Man, again, just a lot of twists and turns in some of these games, and that is what we saw, especially in that last one. Just so much happening, so many changes, so many swings in gold as we see the guys definitely going through a little bit of a coaching session, but we are right into draft. VCU have been taking away this Rek'Sai every single game, Kevin. They do not want to see Iki on it.
Yeah, I mean, Iki, Ali Reza, really, this Rek'Sai is just that tankiness. Varus ban coming out from UMD. I said before we came back, this Varus might be picked for Lyrax, but it seems like UMD don't want it for VCU, I guess. And Azir ban might be coming out from VCU. Or, back to the typical mage bans. We're going to see Orianna there. We might see Victor ban as well. But I mean, in your opinion, which is the lesser of two evils, Victor or Orianna, if they had to pick? I think, I don't know, VCU could just still focus Zero Domain here, but really, I think some changes are needed from both sides with this bans. As UMD bans Seraphine, they're not banning this Yasuo yet, as Akali gets banned. So this Victor, survives the first wave of bans, so UMD might be able to pick it for Zero Domain.
I mean, yeah, he would definitely be content with that. We see, again, I talk about it all the time. This guy is a crazy, crazy man on the Victor. We love to see that, and I would imagine that they would be pretty happy to pick it. But, I mean, again, yeah, you mentioned there is no Yasuo ban yet. It could be coming here. No, so they're letting it through. VCU is, that is why they didn't ban the Victor, because they want it for themselves. B1 Victor coming out for VCU. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I thought they were going to handshake that Yasuo Victor, but it seems like VCU said, yoink, that will be mine. They're comfortable with playing this Victor. But what is UMD's response? Are they going to counter pick a mid laner, or are they just gonna let Zero Domain just stew on it, wait on it, sit on it?
They probably want to. Yeah, that's what I was assuming. We know Victor or Zero's two champs. His top two champs are Victor and the Yone, and that is the Yone pick coming out. We love to see that. I was expecting it. I didn't want to put it into the air. I was really hoping we see the Yone pick right there. I'm excited for that one. And right now, I mean, you have to think that VCU might be looking for the Yasuo in ADC, right?
I mean, nothing's certain right now with Gwen being picked by the Terps. Gwen could go jungle, could go top most likely. But VCU really, I don't think they can get away with another ranged top laner. Ranged top laners are a little hard to play into Gwen. She's not the end-all be-all with that W, but
It's
VCU
hard.
seems like they're going another direction with the jungle pick for Vi, maybe.
Yeah, for sure. And Vi is a potent one, especially against the champions like the Yone, the Gwen, the more mechanical, like you have to click your buttons kind of champions. Vi really shuts them down pretty well. But, I mean, yeah, we see... I mean, these picks are already... This is what Fearless Draft gets you, I think, Kevin, is these are very, very interesting picks, very entertaining picks, to say the least, to start off. I'm very excited, as this already looks like it's going to shake out to be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, you love to see these diverse picks as Caitlyn is being hovered and picked. And I got to point out, VCU have a full Piltover comp. They have a full...
Yeah. That is
arcane
a
comp.
little bit of arcane lore coming out right there, Kevin. Yeah, I think Vi does defect to the top side in arcane. I haven't really watched it, I'll be honest with you. Sorry if that offends anyone. But yeah, here we are. I mean, we like to see some thematic stuff like that, though.
I mean, they're definitely sticking to a theme right now, having a little fun with it maybe. But as UMD picks Jhin for Lyrax, really, both sides are keeping very mobile. They're keeping very loose with their team compositions, very flexible.
Yeah, it's good stuff, especially for, I mean, some of the, like Gwen, I think she'll be very happy to be running through some of these fights, especially against the Victor. Victor needs someone, to play against Victor, you need someone that is able to just get on him and run him down. And I think Gwen will be able to do that, as well as Jhin, because, I mean, we've talked about this before. Jhin is so fast late game, and, I mean, late game, Victor will probably be struggling to get away from him, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, the Terps are banning out Enchanter supports, just trying to not have to deal with a Caitlyn poke and prod lane. But even though they banned Karma and Morgana, we might see a Lux come out as Keria plays it in the LCK, or we might see like some other compositions depending on what VCU go for.
UMD is looking a little rock solid right now, Kevin, with the Malphite pick. I don't know if you saw, I immediately reacted to that. I love seeing that champion in games that aren't mine. You know what I mean? I don't like seeing them against me, but I like to watch them. And that will definitely be warranting the Silas pick, as that is the statistical best counter matchup in the game, Silas against Malphite. That makes sense.
The Silas, will he go top or will he go jungle? Who knows? I've played Silas jungle before. His clear is rather slow early game. It's hard without mana. It's hard without a lot of burst. I mean, he's more burst damage than sustain damage. The clear is slow. So what direction will UMD go? And what is VCU's last pick most importantly?
If I had to guess, I would say that the Silas would probably be going top anyway, though, right? Wow, that
non-pick coming out.
I did not know you could do that. We'll probably be seeing that pick very soon anyway. But yeah, I would imagine the Silas is top, right, because of the Vi pick. I mean, Vi, I've seen the Baus hop on a little bit of Vi top every now and again. We know he's an enjoyer, but yeah, that's funny stuff. VCU, no pick yet, at least for that last one. Maybe a little bit of a communication error happening. They're probably ironing out the kinks over in the studio, over in the lobby. But with UMD's last pick, they're going to be picking Rel or Maokai. That was interesting. Both of them are very, very strong engaged, though. That is what they were looking for.
Yeah, I think they're sticking to this nature theme with Rock Solid and I guess
The tree?
the Tree Solid,
Yeah.
Maokai Malphite, double M&Ms coming out from the side of the Terps.
Good comms, Kevin, and honestly, a pretty good team fight comp, especially with the Maokai or Malphite. Either one of them can ultimate in, and then the Fate Sealed coming out of Yone. That might be a pretty big combo that we should be looking out for, especially later on in the game against the Caitlyn, against the Victor. They have to do something to catch them out, and I would imagine that that is probably the solution, right?
Yeah, the name of the game for UMD is range. Really, they're just going to get seriously poked by Caitlyn and Victor, but if they can get into melee range, the game should be won. But Silas, I honestly don't know. Silas has so many, such a strong arsenal of ultimates to pick from the Fate Sealed, from the, Malphite.
Yeah.
There's so many ults to pick from. It's a little bit scary, and we really don't know the last pick of VCU, that support.
So yeah, the thing with the Silas, the thing with the unstoppable force coming out of Malphite, the Malphite ultimate, Silas loves it because he builds AP, of course, and he's going to be doing so much damage whenever he is able, whenever he is allowed to grab it and use it. But yeah, it is unstoppable. As I like to say, it is called unstoppable force. No CC can really do anything about it. And I think that's also kind of what makes it so potent for both, obviously, Malphite and Silas. He kind of gets to go in and nothing can really tell him no from using it, right? Nothing can stop it.
Yeah. Okay, I have a question to ask you, Nathan.
Sure.
AP or tank Malphite?
Oh, man, in this comp, it looks, I don't even know. I think either would work. Maybe AP, especially because we see the Maokai. He'll probably be the front line of the game. And, but I think either would work, as I think either are pretty potent, especially in the meta right now. Malphite being able to ultimate in and be the center of attention and not take any damage is obviously helpful, but he's also helpful as basically an AP assassin if he does go AP.
Yeah, I think, me personally, I want this to be AP Malphite, but logistically, I feel like it's going to be a tank Malphite because that's the most stable route of gameplay. You can still do damage while staying alive forever, but it's so funny to see those ADCs pop in an instant.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. I would say you were saying it's fun to see that. It is fun to see that, Malphite just literally erase someone with his ultimate. But, yeah, sometimes for the team, honestly, sometimes the angle for the team is still to go AP, and we might be seeing that this game. And most of the time, the angle for the team, especially in these higher level environments where you can trust that nobody's going to straight run it down, you go tank. Because again, in the solo queue universe, sometimes tank Malphite isn't that good because people just run it down. And if you're tank Malphite, you don't really get to choose much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're adding voice comms into League of Legends soon. But as of right now, you still have no way to talk to your teammates mid-fight. And I think at this high level, tank Malphite is the way to go, Nathan.
Yeah, for sure. As unfortunate as it is, as much fun as we might have seeing the other way around, you got to do what you got to do sometimes, Kevin.
Yeah, but how do you feel about this bot lane matchup? Obviously, we don't know VCU's support still, but Caitlyn versus Jhin, let's just talk about that.
Caitlyn versus Jhin. Jhin really is, in my experience of playing Jhin, my limited experience of ADC in general, Jhin might get a little bit uncomfortable because, one, the range difference, but two, he has to reload. So during that critical period, that critical vulnerability, Caitlyn still gets to just walk in and go and go and go and shoot, and it gets scary for Jhin, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially with lethal tempo, Caitlyn might just be able to walk Jhin down, and, Jhin is such a elegant ADC to play. The style, it's just so much style. You don't need a lot of mechanical abilities. It's more brain. But really, with Caitlyn being the furthest range champion, at least for auto attacks, there's really nothing elegant about this laning phase.
Yeah, they call Jhin the perfect champion, the perfect designed champion. And honestly, I'd stand to agree a little bit. He has some stellar design. He has a really good champion theme. They always go crazy on the music for sure. But yeah, It could be a little bit either way, you know what I mean? I like the Rel pick too because, or no, sorry, the Maokai pick, it was the Rel hover. I like the Maokai pick too because if they want to, especially when Jin does get the item, does get in that mode of being able to do damage, being able to, Maokai has a point and click CC, so being able to just choose to go in, especially on a target like Caitlyn, is invaluable, I'd say.
Yeah, and we're getting news that the Silas is going top, and their VCU support is going to be a Janna. I think Janna's a great pick just to ward off any melee champions, just to be able to be that protector with that Monsoon ultimate.
But I think that Maryland, they drafted pretty well, I'd have to say, around the Janna, though, because, again, we have the unstoppable force, the Malphite ultimate, and we have Maokai when he goes in, when he does his little dash under the ground, he's untargetable. So I think that the Maokai is a pretty good pick into Janna Caitlyn because he gets to kind of just ignore some of the CC if she tries to use it, before anything happens.
Yeah, I think name of the game is range, first of all, getting in range for the Terps, and second of all, taking more team fights, taking as many team fights as possible. That's what I would have wanted to see in that second game. That's what I feel like was lacking a little bit from the side of the Terps, but really there's no excuse with this team composition. They should know we win team fights. We should be able to go in and instantly obliterate, incinerate VCU.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they're going to be playing off of ultimate cooldowns basically all game. You're saying the name of the game is to team fight, but the name of the game is also to just watch that little number above the R on your screen for all of them. I mean, all of their ultimates are so powerful, so strong. That is why we want to see these team fights, right? Because they just have so much ability, so much strength to go in and kind of dictate their will almost, be able to do whatever they want in these fights as long as they're able to get the, the engage off.
Yeah, I think let's look over the lanes as we did last time. Gwen versus Silas. How are you feeling? Both AP champions, but I mean Gwen is such, in my opinion, such a broken champion that Riot has not addressed yet.
The thing with Gwen is that she likes to stay in these fights for a long time, and I was talking about this with Camille a little bit, but some champions like the Camille, like the Silas, don't like to be in all the action for super long because they have those cooldowns, right? Gwen has no cooldowns. Her Q comes out very quick. Her E cooldown gets reduced by using an auto attack after the dash. So she loves staying in the fight. She loves staying on top of things and staying on top of all of the damage. And in a long fight, Gwen wins 10 out of 10 times against Silas, but Silas will be looking to try and stay out of it.
Yeah, I've played this matchup before, surprisingly. Silas top, there is an angle to win this against this Gwen, especially when you're able to dodge the true damage with the 4-hit combo. But like you said, Gwen loves to stay in these fights long. I just don't know. I see no angle in which Silas can really win this unless Ali Rezik is first timing Gwen, maybe.
So that's the thing, though, because Silas definitely has the burst damage advantage on Gwen, though. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's the thing. If Silas is able to get in and get out as he pleases, is if he's able to just kind of dictate his own tempo, his own will, then that lane will look a little bit rough for Gwen, but it's kind of hard because Gwen, again, has the dash, and she has the reset, and she can kind of stay on top of things.
Yeah, when I loaded into my game of Silas versus Gwen, the tip my friend gave me was try to keep the engages short.
Yeah.
And I suddenly realized as I was down 0-4, there's really nothing you can do to short engage versus Gwen, because once you go to level 6, needlework slows you down. You have to kind of go into melee range, and farming off of the minions, Gwen can just build up her 4-hit passive.
So much damage coming out, and it looked like you were about to segue into the jungle matchup. So let me ask you this time, what do you think about Vi Malphite?
Vi, I remember hearing a little tidbit from Lyrax earlier before our pre-show that Vi is a very volatile champion. if you flash Vault Breaker in or flash and use Assault and Battery, there's really nothing you can do. I believe the ultimate name actually got changed.
Yeah, for sure. But, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. But I think that the thing with the jungle matchup, I mean, again, I agree with you. Vi is pretty good. But I think she might get a little bit, what's the word? She gets a little bit neutralized by some of the champions, right? By the Maokai, by the Malphite, even the Jhin. If she goes in and tries to one-shot Jhin, if he lives, I mean, he's just going to sprint away, right?
Yeah, the margin of error for this Vi is so high in this game because there's so much movement. There's so much ability to get away from this Vi. She is a very like hit or miss champion, really volatile, like we said. And Malphite, he can tank a punch or two or 5 or 10.
For sure, for sure. And honestly, we were talking about maybe AP or tank Malphite, and I think if I had to also guess, remembering that there's a Gwen in the game, I'd have to imagine that it's going to be AD, right? Because they want to keep that AP strictly for Gwen. So if they do build around her, then it's only her they're building around. It gets a little bit inefficient.
Yeah, I really see no angle in which, knocking on wood once again, the Terps lose a team fight where they're even in position, because this Malphite and Gwen, they're able to just they do so much damage alongside Yone and Jhin. They might be a little bit more squishy, but segueing to the mid lane, Yone versus Victor, I think that's an advantageous matchup for Yone.
I mean, it's a little bit rough sometimes. Yone is in not the greatest spot, I think, in total. But, I mean, obviously, Zero is a very talented player. He's a very mechanical type of guy. He has the tech, and there's no doubt about it. Here we are loading in as we speak. He's actually going to be taking the D-Shield, understandably so, for the poke damage. Doesn't want to get too low. But, I mean, I'm liking the way that this game is looking, at least for Maryland's side.
I do have to question one thing. There's a Doran's ring on Lyrax. Is this some secret tech I do not know, or perhaps it was a misclick?
It would be a pretty tough misclick, because there's a couple different clicks you have to take if you're going to take the Doran's ring. But I mean, I trust him. I trust the judgment. Maybe it's for the trap damage. I think maybe he has some AP scaling on his W, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it is just for the trap damage. But I mean, we're into it anyway, so there's no use, I guess, questioning it going into it. It's just going to have to be life for Lyrax for the next few minutes.
Yeah, I think I see the angle in which Lyrax is going for, as he has Arcane Comment as his primary rune, and that definitely scales off of AP. He's trying to, get some range in this fight, get some poke, as, Ali Rezik really just forcing the tempo in this top lane.
Maybe the concept, I'm thinking about it now. I mean, yeah, we are seeing Ali Rezik dictate the tempo. Look at this damage. You were talking about this matchup, and I mean, we're seeing it in action. That was so much damage, Kevin, but maybe the concept of going the door. Wow, what a Q flash coming out from Ali Rezik with the Ignite coming out. Will it be enough? It will be enough. That caught me off guard. That was crazy stuff. So much damage out of nowhere using both summoners. Gets the Silas flash out as well, and that is a clean solo kill coming out early.
Yeah, would have play, would have, that is what we like to see from Ali Rezik. Those, very aggressive plays. He feels comfortable in this matchup. It's definitely very easy for him, as things might be a little different in this bot lane.
Honestly, yeah, what I was getting at is maybe the idea is you place a trap right as Maokai goes in. Maokai has so much single target CC at once. Maybe you place a trap and try and get that extra damage off. If I had to guess, of course, obviously, I don't know what the guys in there are thinking, but if I had to guess, maybe that's the idea. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think overall it's just to get Lyrax through this laning stage, not be it gives him the slightest range advantage that he is basically begging for right now.
Yeah, and the mana as well. The Doran's ring does replenish the mana more than any other starting item, so maybe that's it as well. But I mean, it's looking fine to start off. I mean, they're even CS up 2 now, and especially against the Caitlyn, that is not the easiest feat in the world.
Yeah, and in the mid lane, we see a TP coming out from Zero Domain already. It seems like he's taking it early back, just trying to get some items in this fight, as Malphite is Icky trying, it flashes in and just goes all in to Silas, and I mean, I think it might be game over. Still knocking on wood. Don't want to curse anything, but Ali Rezik is... I mean, I don't think he needs any more attention this game.
I mean, it makes sense. As Silas, you want to try, or sorry, against this Silas, you want to try and keep him out of the game, especially with a Malphite in the game. It's so strong. And I mean, we saw the solo kill, but that extra attention topside is probably for that, to keep the Silas out of the game, as there's a fight breaking out in the bot lane. What a great route coming out from Jin. Good CC coming out from Viet Mike. A little bit less action than I thought was going to happen there, Kevin, but still action nonetheless.
Yeah, I think this Caitlyn isn't feeling like they don't have the full pressure that you might have if you had a Morgana, a Karma, a poke support.
Yeah.
Really, you're losing half of like this Caitlyn pick to win lane.
And sometimes the Janna is a potent pick, or a potent poke support, sorry. I've seen it work. It definitely does have its agency. It has its angles as, wow, we just missed some action right there, but that is a kill. A very, very quick kill coming out on a Janna. They're looking for more. They're not going to find more. But, I mean, if you're against Jin Maokai as Janna, it's too scary to try to poke. You know what I mean? It's too much. There's too much fear of the engage, and that is what we saw right there. Janna used both summoners and still died.
Yeah, the Ignite coming out from Maokai via Mike, I mean, they definitely know what they're doing in this lane. They know how to neutralize this Caitlyn pick to a degree, as in the mid lane, it's silent, it's quiet, it is what it is.
For sure, Zero is definitely happy on the Wind Brothers, the Yasuo, the Yone. Typically, you almost always see them buy the Berserker's Greaves first, because it doesn't just give them the stats on the item, it gives them the cooldown reduction on their Q. So we like to see the early Berserker's Greaves coming out. He's even CS with a Victor, which isn't the easiest thing to do, especially with all the poke. And, I mean, it's looking like it's a pretty neutral mid lane thus far.
Yeah, right now, I mean, both junglers seem to be opposite side. Vi is trying to look for some advantage in the bot lane, but hopefully Lyrax knows to play safer as Vi gets started on this Drake.
And that's the thing. I don't think that the Terps know about it, and even if they did, they don't have the mid prio at the moment, at least, with Zero being a little bit low health, going to be maybe popping his potion very soon, letting his D-shield pop at the very least, get out all of that healing before using the potion as he pops it right there. But yeah, they have no idea. This is a very successful sneak coming out from VCU.
Yeah, it's in this series, it's the first Drake that the side of VCU have taken. I mean, not first Drake, the first Drake.
Yeah, there you go. As we see a dive coming in the top side, it's looking a little bit scary for Silas. He is still further down in the ground. He's going to go 1-for-1, but the UMD Terps will be happy to go 1-for-1 right there, but that is a flash. Ultimate coming out, the cease and desist, I believe it's named by Vi. What a great play coming out from VCU on the tower dive. Not much that Zero can do there. He tries to get out with the fate sealed, but too little too late, Kevin. What a play.
Yeah, it seems like Zero was trying to buffer that with the Fate Sealed, but like you said, in the top lane, this Silas is so behind on XP. I mean, Ali Rezik can really just do it as they please, but a hijack comes out for the needlework as Silas goes all in, trying to get something done. Flash comes out from Ali Rezik. Nothing comes to fruition.
It's unfortunate that he has to flash there, but he definitely does, because he hasn't had the opportunity to spend the gold that he's been gaining, as we see Zero going in with a fairly aggressive trade in the mid lane, but Yone is so safe when he's in his E. You can take that trade 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, name of the game is to take short fights in the mid lane, especially when that E is up, like you said, trying to keep the lane even as possible.
And right now, I mean, I think Yone benefits from those kinds of trades more, even if they go even in damage, because Yone has so much sustain, and we see him going in right here, getting a little bit more damage. Maybe, yeah, I like that stuff. He goes into his E, into his spirit form to get the plate and get a little bit of damage onto the Victor. But yeah, I mean, he has so much sustain. He has the fleet footwork. He likely has second wind. He has the Doron shield. He has refills. He has so much, and I think those trades really benefit him more than anyone.
Yeah, I honestly, me personally, I feel one already. If you look at this Silas, if you look at this top lane, it's really hopeless for the side of VCU Black as we see Maokai go in.
That is a great tornado coming out from Jana. Maybe I have to eat my words from pregame. There is so much damage coming out. They are very happy to be trying to trade damage. A lot of damage coming out from the curtain call from Lyrex right now, though. It looked like a lot more even of a trade than it was shaping up to be.
And we see in the top river as Icky trying to fight, misses his unstoppable force, and Fate Sealed also goes wide.
I mean, they're still going, though. Yon was kind of in the middle of things. He missed his own Fate Sealed, as you said, but Victor is not happy with that. It looks like they're going to be catching out, and that is what we see, the hijack onto the Unstoppable Force. That is an unstoppable force, if I had to say so, Kevin. Unfortunate, a lot of damage coming out, but Malphite was already almost dead anyway. I mean, a little bit of overkill, but you have to secure the kill no matter how. No matter what, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Silas can really just take whatever he can get right now because, I mean, come on, look at this top lane, guys. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's rough, especially with the XP lead. I talk about it all the time, but that is a flash coming out from Lyrex. He is not satisfied with only one. He's going to be getting two. That is a 2-for-1 in the bot lane for Lyrex and Viet Mike, and he's going to be content to be trying to keep this wave over here. He knows Vi is coming. He's just going to be trying to clear the wave a little bit, and Vi will be taking that kill with a smite. That is crazy stuff, but better than going to Caitlyn, I'd say.
Yeah, honestly, I thought Lyrax knew what was happening. He might have greeted with the recall. I thought he was going to go for an execute there.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's the thing. I don't think either team knew that that was still in the threshold for an assist or for a kill. So, I mean, if he did go for the execute, that would have been to Caitlyn. That would have been looked a little bit worse for the outcome of the game. But, as I said, it goes to Vi, and I think all is good.
Yeah, as we see, first item for Icky, Zeke's Convergence, very powerful, very gold efficient item coming out. He's definitely going to tank this game.
Yeah, it's good stuff, especially with the Zeke's Convergence. I saw it in week 1. I remember it vividly. We saw a Malphite on the UMD side. He used ultimate almost twice in the span of 10 seconds, but that is not what is important right now. As we see Nature's Grasp and Curtain Call combo coming out in the bot lane, they're going to be looking for more. Malphite there with the Unstoppable Force, with the Zeke's Convergence damage. Look at bot lane. What a stellar play.
I mean, that was such... It was poetry in motion as the Jin's curtains came out, the Nature's Grass and Unstoppable Force, like you said. That is what we want to see. That chain of crowd control coming out from the side of the Terps is exactly how you want to approach a engage.
It's great synergy, and it's exactly what we've been talking about all pregame and all during this game is the combination of these ultimates, as that is a solo kill coming out from Zero onto Victor. We missed it a little bit, and I mean, that is just stellar stuff. It's happened so quick. It was kind of hard to not miss, Kevin, but I mean, yeah, we see that. You said it's poetry, the Malphite ult, the Maokai ult, the Jin ult. If Yon was there, it would have been Yon ult. It's so much happening, so many ultimates for this team fight comp, and I really, really like the way that it looks.
Yeah, as the needlework gets hijacked, Vi is coming top. Ali Rezek might have to look out a little as a TP also comes up as Victor really wants to guarantee this kill as a shutdown goes to Vi.
But that is the bot lane fight coming out. The Monsoon coming out from Jana. Insect to Viet Mike into the tower a little bit. It wasn't enough damage to kill him. He is 1 health. That will be enough damage to kill him. But Lyrex is not finished. He wants to get one back, and he does against the Jana. And I think they might. There is a chance they look for Caitlyn, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, honestly, he's just waiting and lurking in this bot lane, and it seems like Caitlyn has overstayed her welcome as Icky walks her down.
I mean, we're going to be seeing the Unstoppable Force coming out very soon, but Zero will be content to be trying to stay in this fight and get some more damage off onto Victor. He does not want to go quietly in this fight, but it looks like he may have to as the Q3 goes wide. The ultimate Chaos Storm comes out of Victor. Vi is here with the Q Flash. Great play, great synergy coming out from VCU, and that is a good kill for their side.
Yeah, I mean, the Flash was there, but it was such a fast, engage by Vi. There's not much you can do. She is 4-1, really taking over this game. But you have to look bot lane. 5-1 for Lyrax. his unconventional build has really turned the tides, and he is the focal point of the Terps offense.
Right now, this is a game that I like to call, at least from the perspective of Malphite and Yone, a get carried game. It is definitely a skill that you develop in League to be able to get carried and still be an important part of your team, and that is what they have to do right now, because we have the hyper carry set up, we have the Gwen, we have the Jhin set up, and we just have to kind of ride them into the sunset and not feed. That is the most important thing, is to not play bad. You don't have to play great, just don't play bad, and I think that's all that we have to do.
Yeah, like I said, there's no need to overplay their hands. It's really up to Lyrax and Ali Rezik to take over this game, as hopefully we see some more motion come up in a few minutes as Drake comes back up in the bot lane.
And once again, I like to go back to this gold graph, or maybe not a graph, maybe it's just a comparison at the top of the screen. But, I mean, you see the gold. Maryland is only up 1,000, and that's not nothing, but it is only 1,000. But the thing is that all of the gold is focused on these scalers, the Gwen, the Jhin. But the gold for VCU is focused on Vi, who, like, she's good late game, especially in the team fights, but she's not, like, that important, right?
Yeah, I think after 25 minutes, her usefulness dives off a cliff, as we see, you know, Ali Rezik just trying to make some plays, just trying to get something done.
That's great movement coming out of Silas to dodge the needlework. If you're Ali Rezik, you have to tip your cap just a little bit. He tries to go back in with the E2, misses because Gwen, as we all know, is immune. And, I mean, good fight from both sides, just a little bit unlucky on the side of Ali Rezik. What do you do?
Yeah, I mean, right now, Vi is once again in the top lane. Ali Rezik really going, flashing in, and once again a kill goes to Vi.
It looked like Ali Rezik might have gotten a little bit big for his britches there, as I think I said earlier on this stream already, but it looked like he tried to get 1-for-1 with the Silas. Silas did use the flash, but Ali Rezik used all the sums, but that is not the pressing issue here right now. It looks like Viet Mike is caught out. He's in the middle of 3. He's going to be getting out, especially using the Nature's Grasp to try and get out, but the Curtain Call is coming out as well. This is not the end of the fight, as Lyrax on the Jhin gets a pick onto Janna for pretty free. Viet Mike does go down. The fight is not over. Iki is in the middle of all of them. The Unstoppable Force has already come out. He is looking a little bit scared right now in the middle of 5. The Unstoppable Force coming out from Silas, and that is stellar stuff coming out from VCU. What do you do if you're UMD except get a kill right back from 0?
Yeah, I mean, that team fight was just not playable. They tried their best, the Terps, but really, Lyrax couldn't step up at all after the hijack on the Unstoppable Force.
It's so scary playing as an ADC, and that is the validity of the Silas pick. Even though he's down, he is not out. That is the validity. He takes the Unstoppable Force, and he becomes an Unstoppable Force to the ADC, to maybe even 0 on the Yone. It's so much damage coming out.
Yeah, but once again, we're seeing a lack of team fights from the Terps. I mean, the side laning is immaculate from 0 and from Ali Rezik, but right now I really want to see this Vi go down, basically.
And you're talking about these team fights right now. The Dragon did just spawn, so you might be seeing UMD, especially VCU, is looking right now. That is the Fate Sealed, as we were saying. Fate Sealed coming out of 0. He's dodging. He's trying to dodge the Victor W. That might be the first time I've ever seen that ability work ever. He's trying to go in. He dodges a little bit. Vi is here, though, with the cease and desist. That is not going to be enough for 0. He's going down very, very easy right there. A little bit of an overextension, I'd have to say.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see when Dragon is back onto the map. I mean, hopefully the Terps can regroup, but really, Ali Rezik is just stuck in the top lane, having to babysit Silas, basically.
It's rough. It is truly rough stuff. And honestly, I respect the attempt coming out from 0, but that is the thing with these champions like the Yasuo, like the Yone. You use this Q ability, and if you miss just one, which I think he only missed one there, it completely turns the fight.
Yeah, I mean, we see some map movement coming out from the Terps, but I mean, 0's finally back up. It seems like VCU let the chance slip away from them for this Drake.
Took a little bit too long, maybe trying to get the prio, maybe a little bit scared, understandably, to go back in. Vi looks like she's riding the Rift Herald to nowhere. But, yeah, I mean, it just probably was a little bit scary for VCU. UMD is very, very happy with that outcome. As Dragon is still up, it is still 1-1 right now, and it still could go either way.
Yeah, gold is very even, but you definitely want Ali Rezik in this team fight. I honestly would just drop the first turret in the top lane if it meant winning a team fight.
Especially with the fact that, I mean, there's a fight breaking out right now. Look at the damage coming out from the needlework. The Gwen, all of this damage. EQ, she uses the ignite. What a solo kill. Look at the damage coming out from Gwen. Even tanking the tower, it is not enough to take him down, though.
Yeah, I mean, that is just confident play and a great display of mechanical prowess. And now it's going to be free Drake. I have to take back my words. Ali Rezik knows what he's doing.
Especially now that Silas is down, Ali Rezik is applying so much pressure to the top side that they couldn't have even gone there if they wanted to. Vi is top side clearing this wave right now, as she should have been, right?
Yeah, I mean, really, I think the Terps are playing it different from what I would prefer it. Instead of team fighting, they seem to be taking advantage of these side lanes as Victor gets, zoned in on.
No matter what, they're putting in the work right now as we see Nature's Grasp come out. It is enough to kill the Victor. Yon gets out. Zero is getting out pretty scot-free, having to use his own ultimate. But right now, it looks like Viet Mike and Malphite are in the middle of the storm. They're caught in the storm. It looks like they're going to be going down very soon. Maokai, Viet Mike is still alive somehow, but that is both of them going down pretty much at the same time. Unfortunate stuff. And it looks like the gold is still in favor of the Terps, but that lead shrinks by the minute right now.
Yeah, it was an unfortunate turn down in the bot lane, but really, if they had just a little bit more help, I feel like the Terps are in a great position to win.
Yeah, for sure, but sometimes it's hard to get the positioning right. Every now and again, it's hard to all be in the same spot at the same time for a productive mean, because obviously you can deathball, but if you're not getting anything out of it, then it's a little bit unproductive sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, all 5 members on both sides are back up as Vi is looking for engage onto Ali Rezik here, taking the scuttle.
Yeah, I think that scuttle definitely did go to Vi. The needlework is coming out. Ali Rezik looks like he's just gonna be trying to get some poke damage out because he knows that the rest of VCU Black will be there to follow up. It's a scary sight if you're playing Gwen right there. I mean, good back canceler right there. But yeah, I mean, it's looking like a bit of a scramble all across the map right now.
Yeah, I mean, with the style that Zero Domain is playing, it seems like he is trying to avoid a team fight by all means necessary. Maybe just trying to keep this Victor out so that Arcane Storm really doesn't do anything as Viet Mike goes across the map.
And that is a big engage coming out from Zero Domain. What a stellar Q3. What a stellar Fate Sealed off of the back of the Unstoppable Force. The fight is not over. Iki has to get out, and that he does. Not yet, though, as Vi Q's in. That is a good kill to get one back. But, I mean, look at the synergy we saw right there. We got a glimpse. We got a taste of what this team comp can do if they're in the right spot there.
Yeah, only objective up right now is that Baron Nashor, but really, it seems like VCU Black are still unconfident as Ali Rezik just keeps forcing the pressure onto the side lanes.
It's scary, scary stuff in this spot because, again, we were talking about it before. It's not as volatile as the team could insta-lose the game off of a lost team fight, but it's getting there, especially with all the prio in the mid lane, and that is an engage trying to come out. Ali Rezik having so much priority on him. Everyone is looking at him, but right there, that's the Fate Seal coming out. That's the curtain call. Is it enough? It will be enough because that is a good Blast Cone usage coming out from Ali Rezik. I believe he knocked everyone into the team, and that is a bit of a wipe in the top side for UMD. That is what you love to see, Kevin.
I mean, that is exactly what I was wanting to see out of the Terps. That is a beautiful team fight. They were just working so well off of each other. It seems like chemistry is through the roof, especially with this team comp. And there's really nothing VCU Black can do, and a Baron Nashor goes the way of the Terps.
I mean, that is what we see when we see the Terps firing on all cylinders. They're working as we know they can work, and that was a prime example of, again, what this comp can do when they're all in the same place at the same time, putting in work with each other. That is stellar, stellar stuff.
Yeah, it was just a free layup to basically Lyrax. He was shooting the curtain calls from far away, and really there was no position for Caitlyn to walk into that team fight.
Very, very scary, and I might have miscalled. I'm not sure. Someone hit the blast cone that brought those last two members, I believe it was the Victor and the Caitlyn, back into the fight, and that is what won it right there. But it looks like VCU might be trying to do a little bit of a cheeky vision play in the bush, but they're a little bit too scared of the collapse coming from Viet Mike.
Yeah, this is what we want to see with this Baron buff. Since Drake is coming up soon, they're really prioritizing this bot lane push. With Baron natural buff, there's really nothing that VCU Black can do besides, endure the siege.
And look at the vision control. You have to pay attention to stuff like this. Look at the vision control in VCU Black's red side. I mean, they have the Terps basically have vision all across the map right now, at least on this bottom side, which is what they need as they're looking to get this tier 2. The Nature's Grasp will be coming out. It looks like this is the start of a big team fight. Curtain Call coming out. Nature's Grasp being very, very useful. Fate Sealed has yet to have been used. The shield bow coming out from Zero Domain, but that is not the focal point of the fight. Iki in the dead middle. The Silas takes the unstoppable force. It is too much for the Terps to deal with, and VCU Black gets a little bit back.
I mean, what a rhyme. They're just back. They are back in this game, and Silas is really the accelerator. I mean, he was just in there moving left, right, and center with that unstoppable force, and Ali Rezik was nowhere to be seen. He would have been the game changer in that team fight with all the damage he could have potentially dealt.
It's rough. Sometimes you just flame Horizon your opponent, as we see Ali Rezik doing with Silas, but sometimes the pick is just too important in the fight, and right now it's looking like a little bit of a scramble. UMD will be very satisfied to be trying to trade, or trying to do a little bit of a team fight on this Dragon. The Fate Sealed coming out. I think he whiffed everyone, but that does not matter, as they're still on the Drake. The Drake does go to VCU Black. The objective bounty has been claimed, but that is not the end of the fight, as Gwen is in the middle of 5. Zero Domain on the Yone is in the middle of 5. He's looking like he's going to be going down very, very soon. They all focused him. Ali Rezik was allowed to get out, but at the cost of Yone's life.
Honestly, I think that was not such a bad play to make. They were down that jungler. They tried to force that Drake, trying to burst down Vi. Unfortunately, they did not get the Drake. It's evened up once again, but you want to see that proactivity. Ali Rezik is the big boss this game. He can kill literally anybody on the side of VCU Black. He just needs to be in that fight more.
And there's some important context right there. I think that is the perfect way for that fight to end, especially with how Ali Rezik was looking caught out as well. That's the perfect way, because he has a 10 stack Dark Seal. Pardon my mistake there, but he is looking caught out. It's looking like it's a little bit scary for him. He needs to get out if he wants to preserve the stacks. Great movement to dodge the IQ. Will it be enough? He dashes over the wall, but the Caitlyn auto catches him at the very end. Those Dark Seal stacks I was just speaking of, he loses half of them, and maybe a little bit of a commentator's curse right there, Kevin. My fault, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I mean, that you want to see more proactive plays, but you don't want to see Ali Rezik being caught out. You want to see him with his team. As a buffer comes out from Via Mike, wow, I didn't even know that could happen.
Yeah, that is crazy, crazy stuff. But I mean, I think Maryland are probably still in the driver's seat. They're up 3K gold. They have so much gold on their carry still. But Vi is she's proving to be a little bit more dangerous than I think we might have thought originally.
Yeah, she's nearly at 5 items. And with that Executioner's calling, I believe, the anti-heal, it seems to have shut down this Gwen a little bit.
But I wonder about the Executioner's calling by, because is Vi ever really supposed to be hitting Gwen?
I think it's only when Gwen doesn't have her her shroud.
Mm-hmm.
But beyond that, I feel like it's a good pick for this Yone. It might be a good pick against Malphite and Maokai, just to make sure that any regenerative like passive they might pick up anywhere is just disabled. Sure. Because that Vault Breaker gets you into the middle of the fight, and the Vi E spreads to everyone.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's just one of those things to think about, right? One of these things, because building in League is very tough. Sometimes it is very tough to always find the optimal item, and obviously these are pretty high level guys. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's just, one of those things, right?
Yeah. Right now, we're still seeing heavy side laning coming out from Ali Rezik, but I'm sort of begging, please walk towards the mid lane right now.
Yeah.
Please regroup with your team.
I agree with you to an extent, but right now there is no objective up. We do see Baron spawning very soon. Maybe he'll be looking for a teleport angle, but I think he also has his worth in the side lane. Obviously, he is very potent in the team fight. We've seen it already this game, but being this constant force, this constant pressure in the side lane, as we see a dive coming out onto Silas, he's going to be popping his E, his R, his Ignite very quickly. There is so much damage coming out from Gwen, and that's the importance of him being in the side lane, because now VCU Black has no card to play on this Baron. They have to stop and go back, or they're just going to lose the game if they try and stay.
Yeah, I think the Terps are trying to catch them out before they can back fully. If Caitlyn had an easy back, but it seems like Ali Rezik side laning shenanigans ends here.
As we like to call him around here, we call him a little bit of shenanigans, but that is a stellar play, and this whole Baron is straight on the back of Ali Rezik's kill in the side lane there. Great play again. He could have been there. He could have they probably would have won the team fight anyway. I definitely agree with you. But I mean, it's just safe because they're able to get that pick. He's able to apply that pressure, and they get the Baron super safely. They don't even have to chance it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 30 seconds to Drake. Soul point for both teams. This is a fight I definitely want to see him to be here as Yone gets called out. Fate Sealed comes out, catches Vi, one shot.
That is so much damage coming out. The Fate-Sealed Vi gets in the way of it, but he might not have wanted to at the end of the day. The curtain call is coming out. Ali Rezik is here. He's trying to flash in. He's trying to find his way, but it does not look like they're fast enough. They are not satisfied, though. They want to keep going. Very, very good Victor W. That might be the second time I've ever seen that ability work, but they do not care about the dragon anymore. They want to keep going onto this tower, and onto this tower they will go as they are taking this tier 1, or this tier 3, pardon me, with no hesitation, no opposition. They want to keep going, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, with this Baron buff, they go all in. Unstoppable force coming out. These turrets can really do nothing to them. 1 HP on Victor, and Silas goes down. It's a no-go for VCU Black, and a win for the Terps.
Look at that play right there. You saw a Malphite with the unstoppable force. He goes in. He gets 2 Zanya's hourglasses out. But the problem with that is that they're just going to hit the towers, and hit the towers they did. They got it basically for free while both Victor and Silas were gold.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly, I was doubting the side laning a lot, but it's definitely what you want to see. They found the angle to really just neutralize everything that VCU Black had. But if you had to pick a player of the match and a player for all the games, or a player of the game and a player for the series, who would you pick?
At least in that game, I would say Ali Rezik for sure. I mean, he was doing so much, and even though, again, he wasn't in those team fights, the fact that he was exerting so much pressure on the side lane, I mean, VCU were so strangled, basically. They were constricted to having to put at least 1 or 2 people, because we see what happens when you only put 1 person to match him. He gets him instantly.
Yeah, I mean, that Gwen champion is just overpowered. But personally, my player of the series would probably be Lyrax. I mean, such a standout guy, the veteran of the team. He kept it consistent. He didn't overplay his hand. That Kog'Maw game might have been, a little bit of a mishap, but Yunara, Jin, he was there when you needed him. He didn't force his hand at all.
I mean, the problem with picking one player for this is that all of them played so solid every game. Zero never went down. Iki never went down. Lyrex went down a little bit, but he made up for it for sure. And Viet Mike was always a constant threat on the map. It's so hard to pick one. And honestly, I don't want to pick one, I'll be honest.
I mean, like, if I had to pick, like, a debut, like, a standout debut, Iki gave such a brilliant debut, securing the victory in the studio, and he just kept it consistent in the jungle. It looked like nothing was stuttering from him.
He played with confidence, and I think you can see that in the gameplay when someone is locked in, someone's confident in what they're doing. You can see it the way they play, the way they conduct themselves. It's beautiful stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, before we end the stream here, I think we just want to say Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to our broadcast crew, everybody, the players, the manager, the coaches, coming into the studio and giving us this great 3-game series.
And to cap it off, we do always want to give a thank you, a shout out to our sponsors. Thank you to the Philip Merrill College of Journalism for housing us. Our beautiful, wonderful studio is right here in the College of Journalism building. We want to thank the Recreation and Wellness Center, otherwise known as RecWell, here at UMD for allowing us to have this wonderful program for all of us to get together and play some games. And we also would like to thank PlayWire. Thank you so much. And do you have any closing remarks?
Well, hope to see you guys tune in after spring break. Enjoy your spring breaks.